Joe, Dylan, Steve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain podcast.
And we go.
We're recording.
Welcome to episode 6 of the Chomp Chain podcast.
I'm doing it this week, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. No, I'm kidding. You can finish. Go ahead.
Okay. You're here with a cup of Chris and a
No way.
and a side of Steve, a tall drink of Dylan, and a little bit of Joe sprinkled on top.
All right.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
You should have gone with Cup of Joe.
Yeah, man.
Well, I didn't think that far ahead.
We were all
Nah,
Me and Steve were just planning to do fart noises.
that's good though. Everyone was expecting.
Cup of Chris has
Cup of
alliteration. Cup of Joe is much better. You guys are.
Joe. No,
I totally messed
disagree.
that one up.
No, you didn't. I like me sprinkled on top.
That's what I, kind
just a
of,
little sprinkle of
just
Joe.
a little sprinkle of Joe, make you feel good.
They were expecting me to be the cup, and I'm not. So
You're
it's
not.
like right off the bat.
I
boom.
wasn't expecting anything.
That's what we do at the Chomp Chain podcast, is we exceed expectations.
I only had 3 as I was opening my mouth. I only had 3. Tall drink of Dylan. That one was just off the cuff.
That's the best one,
Yeah.
I think.
It was smooth. It was cool. So
Anyway,
Twitter was exciting for us this week.
Hell yeah.
We made some cool Twitter friends. The Twin Humanities podcast gave us a nice little shout out, gave
Very
us some
nice.
love, and anybody listening to this podcast should give them some love because those guys are awesome.
absolutely. Do it up.
They're another video game podcast. Well, they have several different things. Sorry, guys, I don't really know. You have your Dark Souls stuff. I came to them through Kane and Rinse, another fantastic podcast.
Kane and Rinse is great. I listened to them years before we even started doing this.
Yeah,
They're
you turned me on to them years ago.
Yeah, from the Metal Gear Solid series. when
Yeah,
they went
and
through
speaking of
everything.
that,
Hell yeah.
if anybody is going to play the Phantom Pain next week and wants to get caught up on Metal Gear lore, the Kane and Rinse podcast has 5 or 6 episodes.
They have one for every single Metal Gear game.
Yeah, and they're super detailed, in-depth analysis of these games.
I think they're at least 2 to 3 hours each.
Yeah. I listened to the Peace Walker one today. It's over 3 hours long.
Yeah, I mean, that one, brush up on that one, especially, because that directly precedes
And that's the one that nobody has played.
Because it kind of, it's fun, and the remastered version is really good, but it still sort of feels like a mobile game. Or
Yeah,
not a mobile,
absolutely.
PSP, right? That's what it was for?
Yeah.
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 So I guess mobile. Or handheld.
Sorry, I just laughed
And
into
it
the
plays
mic.
like that, but the story in it is super cool.
And it's super key to Phantom Pain and
Yeah,
Ground
exactly.
Zeroes. Anyway, yeah, Twin Humanities podcast, guys, check them out. I listened to their newest episode today, and it was actually really, really funny. Not about Dark Souls or Bloodborne. That was my mistake.
Well, no, that was me who tweeted that. Actually,
Anyway, yeah, those guys are great. So thanks for the shout out, guys.
Absolutely.
We love you. We're taking our relationship to that level right now.
yeah, the love, the L word. How long's it been? 13
It's been,
hours?
yes, it's been a day.
Over
And
24.
I feel ready.
That's not bad then.
Okay. What are we talking about
We're in a
this week?
committed
Probably video games.
relationship.
Probably, are we going to talk about video games?
We might.
No, I'm
Nah.
gonna actually. Steve quit. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm done. See ya.
Steve's only here for the ride home.
I can't stand Joe anymore.
Dill, you in?
So,
I'm in. What
All right.
about you, Steve? You don't seem too in.
into what?
The podcast.
No, I'm out of here.
Yeah, you quit, right?
Yep.
All
See
right,
ya.
well. Are you going to say anything for this one, or you're just
Nope.
going to kind of
I'm just going to sit here and
All right.
watch you guys
We have now...
and silently judge
the
you.
Chomp Chain has now eaten its side of Steve.
Clearly, we're only as strong
Now
as
we
our
just
weakest link.
now we just have 2 drinks with shit sprinkled on it. One of
why
Chris
am I
and tall
shit
drink.
Hold on a second.
When did I become shit?
You're not shit. It was just
The fuck is that?
the metaphorical stuff. Shit exchanged for stuff. Goodies. Sprinkles.
Your stuff is shit.
Maybe
No,
like-
your stuff is your shit is stuff, and their stuff is shit.
Kylan. A place for your stuff.
All right.
Shout out to George Carlin.
Yeah, he's
R.I.P.
awesome. He followed us on Twitter.
Beyond the grave.
Oh, he absolutely... Yeah.
All right, so is your house haunted? You've been here for a week or two.
The light was flickering when we came to walk in.
No,
So
the light's just broken. That's my house.
I'm
That's
pretty
my
sure that's what a
outside
ghost
light.
would say, Steve.
Yeah. Joe's a ghost.
We gotta get Luigi in here. And,
Dude, what did I say last episode?
I know he's gotta come. I gotta call him. I can't get.
Steve, do you remember what I said?
No, I don't remember what you said. I usually just...
I said that his
know.
house was full of ghosts.
It's Ghost Hunting 101. I think is the exact.
Yeah, start waving
phrase.
that EMF meter. Dylan, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude. Used to watch those shows. Yeah.
The ghost hunting shows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I was all over that.
Which one?
Ghost
Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters International.
No. You gotta watch Ghost Adventures.
Nuh-uh.
That's the most.
The guy's too buff.
Dude, he's.
Dude, Ghost
why Joe
is
likes
never
him.
going to go
Oh,
near him. He's too buff.
I know. He's like, bro, seriously, Ghost, bro? Like, I don't even have time for you right now.
Fucking serious, bro? So hot me right now?
I'm just trying to do a show.
Trying to do a show for ghosts.
And the camera guy's like always like the biggest pussy.
He's like, bro.
I've seen way too many episodes of that.
Are you serious? I didn't. I thought.
No, I've seen
we're
at
just
least
riffing.
5. I mean, I don't really like it.
Chris, have you been playing Fatal Frame?
I did play. I played Fatal Frame 2 like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I feel like I used to think that I was the only person that had ever played those games.
Dude.
I rented them from Blockbuster.
I couldn't rent them from Blockbuster. I was too afraid.
Yeah,
they were
they're
too
scary.
spooky, dude.
Especially like how can you only see them through the pictures?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
They'll flash on screen. Like you'll walk into a room and there'll be like a crazy ghost noise, and then you'll see an old Japanese ghost like drift by the window, and I'm like, no.
Japanese ghosts are definitely the scariest.
Yeah, they're all wearing
ghosts,
kimonos
if
in
you
this
ask
game.
me.
I'm playing the second one. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's.
I don't think I played this. Is that for PS2?
Yeah,
I played the first one, which I think was for PS1.
I don't know.
Either way, super duper spooky.
Yeah, very spooky stuff. Speaking of spooky,
Chris's face.
I'm sorry, I was burping. Me and Steve just finished Silent Hill 2. That was kind of spooky, I guess.
I mean, kind of, not really.
Steve
Wait,
is.
both
you
of you finished it
Yeah, we played it
together,
together.
or separately? I was
In our
walking
special place.
him through it. Pretty much.
Steve walked me through it.
I just had to walk through.
He just held your hand the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris
I
would
mean,
been too scared otherwise. How did
nothing-
that go?
it was great. I had a great time.
So that's the one with Pyramid Head where, like, yeah, the...
We had a show off with showdown. I showed off a little bit. I had a lot of ammo. We had a showdown with the 2 pyramid heads.
Was it the Lost podcast we talked about Pyramid Head as, like, the metaphor for
No, I
sexual aggression?
think
or was that
that-
the inaugural
I
episode?
think that one made it on.
Yeah, the first one.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, that made it on.
There's some great
Kane
Kane and Ritz podcasts about Silent Hill as well. Just a shout out.
I think that was episode 1, I think.
Yeah.
Or I thought.
Great.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. It's a great game. Steve's less.
Steve
wasn't that
fucking
great.
hated it. Look at him over there. He's like, yeah, all right, Chris.
It wasn't that good
Just
of a
talk
game.
about the fucking Witcher and get.
No, don't talk about The Witcher. No thanks.
No, I'm just kidding. I've been watching a show called Video Game High School. If you guys have heard of
Shout
that
out to
show.
Brian D.
Yeah, Brian D. Dude, I'm gonna get him on the podcast.
So let's.
I'm gonna get him on here.
Can we just?
Mark my fucking words, Brian D.
I'm gonna tell a quick story about.
story.
This was maybe 2 years ago. Had to be, and I was by myself. I had the house to myself for the first time in a while. I live with quite a few people. So I was like, Steve, come on over. Let's play some video games. Me and Steve, we go out to dinner. I get a text. It's from Joe. He's with his fiance, girlfriend at the time, Elena. GF at the time. And they're like, "Hey, what are you doing? Who are you with right now?" Like, and I was like, "Oh, I'm out to dinner." They assume I'm on a date, but I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm with my boy Steve." They're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll hang out when you guys get back." And I was like, "Yeah, come over. There's no one at my house. We can hang out, drink a couple beers, watch some television, play some cards."
The American way.
The American way. And me and Steve get back. We play some video games, watch some television, but we don't hear from Joe and Elena. We're thinking, oh, well, all right, I guess they probably figured something else out, having some fun somewhere else. And we get a text around 10 o'clock, and Joe's like, hey, you guys still hanging out? I'm like, yeah, sure, come on by, man. They come over, and I didn't know what to expect. And they said, dude, we were going to come over, and then we started watching this show on Netflix. We just threw it on. It's called Video Game High School. And I believe you guys proceeded to watch like 3 or 4 hours of that show.
Yeah, well, season 1, I think there's only a handful of episodes.
I want to hear the premise of it from your mouth.
The premise of Video Game High School. or
VGHS
I was
for
gonna
short.
Say VGHS, if you're a real fan. It's about a boy named Brian D. I don't think you ever find out his full last name. It's just Brian
I assume
D.
it's Brian Dangerous, Brian Dick.
No,
Given the
he's not-
situation,
he's not dangerous.
Brian Dong.
He could be Brian Dick, though, because he's slinging pussy at VGHS.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
I'll talk about that later. But anyway, do you want to hear, like, the actual plot, or do you want to hear how he gets into VHS?
I want to
Do you
hear
know-
like just what you have to say to describe the show.
I want to know how the fuck something called Video Game High School just made it onto Netflix or cable or whatever.
It's Canadian, right?
It's the guy
It's made
from
by,
Rooster Teeth.
No, he's not. He's not
something.
No, he's not.
What is he?
So what? Freddie Wong?
Freddie
W?
Wong, yeah, Freddie
that
Wong.
guy. The YouTube guy. He makes a bunch of YouTube videos.
I thought he was affiliated.
He's friends with
Rooster
Rooster Teeth, right?
Yes,
I didn't just
he
pull
is.
that out of my butt. Okay.
No.
Yes, he's friends with them.
Okay. Yeah, so anyway, it's about a high school that is like invite only if you're super good at specific types of video
So
games.
I would probably get in.
And no, Steve, I don't think you're that good. You know Brian.
Should
D.
we say that it's a world where, like the way that
Video games are like the most important thing
Yeah.
to everybody.
you want to get a scholarship for video games, like
right.
you're a celebrity
exactly.
if you're good at games.
It takes esports to a whole new level.
So it takes place in Korea.
No, it
Takes place in Canada.
no, it's not even a Canadian show. I found that out. I swear to God, dude, it's not a Canadian
31's
show.
not Canadian.
No, it takes place in America.
I don't get it.
Yeah. It's fucking weird because it's very Canadian. Anyway, so Brian D gets into VGHS because he's super good at first person shooters. And the way he gets noticed is the best FPS player on the planet at the time is on some like video game daily show thing.
It's like
Like
is it,
something on
TRL?
G4 you would say. But yeah, it's like TRL, exactly. And they get the guy on there. His name is The Law. And they're like, all right, let's see how many fucking noobs this guy can kill in like 30 seconds. So he's just like trolling a bunch of people on the server. And Brian D happens to be on that server. And he goes AFK. He goes AFK.
Away from
'cause
keyboard.
He's got to go throw his cat outside, which is fucked up. Because like, whose mom was like, throw the cat outside?
What's his cat's name?
His cat's name's Cheeto. I'm dead serious.
I know it.
And so he goes and throws his cat outside, and then he gets back to his computer, and there's The Law just goofing with him. He puts an apple on his head, and he's like aiming the gun at the apple, like, oh, I'm going to shoot the apple, and then shoot him right in the fucking teeth. It's a grenade. But then, no. Oh, yeah, it is a grenade. Why do I think I'm thinking of something else. It's a grenade.
You're thinking of William.
I'm thinking of William Tell.
That's different.
Okay, so it's a grenade. And yeah, he's aiming the gun at the grenade, laughing. And Brian D gets back to his computer just in the nick of time. This moment is so just like huge in his life. If he didn't get back to his computer in that split second, he wouldn't even have went to VGHS. But he did. And he takes the grenade off his head. He does a little spin move. He throws it at The Law and then shoots it, and it explodes. And The Law dies on national television. And everyone's like, holy shit, someone killed The Law. Who the fuck is it? And they start calling him Law Killer. And then the next day, he gets an invite to VGHS in the mail.
It's very similar to when
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter goes to Hogwarts.
How would it be that
Just as
fast?
momentous in
Because
Joe's
it's
life.
not real, Steve.
Yeah,
Okay?
I know.
So he accepts the invitation, obviously.
Who
Who wouldn't? And he goes to the school and he meets his friends. But the whole school is split up into different majors, and you major in a specific genre of video games. And he's the FPS genre, and they're like the most they're like the jocks of the school. People either love him or they hate him. And he's like on the lower part of the totem
Trying to make
pole.
varsity, right?
Exactly. He comes in and they're like, "You're barely here, buddy. Okay,
Wait,
you need to prove yourself."
Is this a cartoon or is this actors?
No, this is actors, man.
Oh man.
Live action.
Yeah, and they take it serious. It's so self-aware, and it just tries to be exactly what it is. Like it was hard to watch for a couple.
It's almost like
episodes.
it's like a weird, goofy, campy version of like Degrassi.
Degrassi. That's exactly what it is.
Now you're
But
talking.
when I first started watching it, I was
It's like
like,
cringy humor.
exactly, and I felt so awkward watching it, and I was like, I got like 6 episodes in. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. This is actually wicked funny. And then Elaine and I watched the entire series on Netflix.
I was getting texts from both of you,
Dude, it was
about things that were happening.
Season
Like somebody
one-
just died. Brian D is
Dude,
drunk.
you don't
Like,
even
I was
know.
like, what is going on?
Season 1 was like, it was just like slapstick, like goofy, just whatever, funny, like, and nothing really big happened. Nothing like dramatic really went down. And season 2 was kind of the same way. But then season 3, people started dying, people started drinking, people started doing drugs.
Is it supposed to be funny still?
Honestly, not really. What the fuck? It is a little bit, but like they kind of ripped the humor out of it and made it super fucked up. And I couldn't believe what I was watching at some points. It went from like one end to the other. It was really weird.
It's like a Kojima game.
And I don't want to spoil too much. And you guys should just probably watch it because it's
Streaming
really
on
good.
Netflix?
Yeah, streaming on Netflix.
All right, boys.
I'm gonna get Brian.
We got
D
our
on
homework.
this- He's gonna be on this podcast one day.
Tweet at him.
I don't know his real name. I'm gonna have to. That takes some effort.
IMDb.
Yeah.
If we had any service in this room,
Yeah,
we
we're in
could
a
Google
fucking
it.
dungeon. But yeah, I'm ranting about VGHS. But honestly, it is a pretty good show. And you
How
guys should
long?
watch
How
it.
many seasons?
It's 3 seasons. I think there's like 8 episodes in the first season. It's probably like 20 to 25 episodes total, and they're like 25 minutes. But the season enders are like the finales are like an hour and 10 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said video game high school, I was like, all right, that's stupid.
Well,
But
that's like
you
the
kind
whole
of sold
thing.
it to me. I'll be honest.
Dude, it's funny. They have like the JRPG
What the-
crew, the racing crew,
Hold on a second.
the FPS crew.
This
MMO
Brian
crew.
D.
He is in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah,
Oh my
he's in No
God.
Country for Old Men and Red Dead Redemption.
Really?
Who's
Yeah.
in Red Dead Redemption?
He
He's
plays
Jack.
the kid. Yeah, he plays John Marston's son. And he is the kid in Look at That Fucking Bone.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah. At the end of No Country for Old Men. Or he's one of the kids. I don't know if he's the one who gives him his t-shirt or the other one.
No shit.
And I remember hearing that kid was John Marston's son in Red Dead Redemption. And that's all just come so clear.
It
Yep.
might be a little harder to get him on this podcast then because
See,
I
we can
thought that
look
was
at
his
that
only
fucking
thing.
bone.
Yeah, we're gonna get him in here though. Mark my words. But he has a girlfriend. In
real life? Good
no,
for him.
in the show. Yeah, he meets this chick. Her name's Jenny Matrix. She's like, it's so weird.
Dude, she's cool as heck.
She's cool as heck.
She
and she's,
changed
like,
her hair in
super
season
hot.
2. She looks way better.
Yeah, she looks way better, way less makeup. I think she got some tips from like somebody older. You know what I mean? They're like, listen,
Lara
bitch.
Croft was like, hey, listen.
She has a
You go to
poster
video game
of
college,
She has a
dude.
poster
You
of
can't
Lara
just-
Croft in her locker.
Yeah, she does. Did you know that?
No.
And Riku from Final Fantasy X. That's the only other one I remember.
Yeah, but she ends up leaving him at the end to go
Obviously.
play in like Paris
I mean,
for like the Paris werewolves or something.
spoilers, but like,
Oh shit! Yeah, we'll edit that part out. But dude, the action scenes, like they show all the action scenes, like they're all like legit. Like the racing team races real cars. The FPS team are in like real war situations. Dude, it gets so dramatic. It's fucking insane. What are you doing?
I thought I had something on my face.
No, right, enough about VGTS. I
Well,
can't keep talking about it.
If you went to video game high school, what would your major be? I think I would major in open world RPGs personally.
Would that be something though?
Is that a major? Is that available?
I mean, this is all hypothetical.
I'm saying,
so
isn't it competitive only?
No,
Oh, it's not. I don't know. I've seen like one
It's
episode.
not. You can like master.
It's like
a
you can
certain
go
genre,
right. You
but-
can go to college for like law or business, and like those are kind of competitive fields. Or you
It's
can
high
be in-
school, though.
Or,
Don't
right,
get
but
it
I'm just
twisted,
comparing
bro.
it. Or you can be an English major and then do nothing.
Right.
Like you're not competing against anyone, just your parents' disappointment.
Right.
Who
Okay.
can hate you the most?
All right,
Who can resent you the
So I
most
think-
for all the debt?
so what? At least 3 of us would be open world RPG. I don't know what Joe would be.
I'd be platforming. Duh.
Oh yeah,
What are you, nuts? Probably 3D platforming.
I'd probably specify in Fallout 3.
I think actually, if I could, I would probably want to go for Rocket League.
Yeah.
Personally, I would want to be on the varsity Rocket League.
By the way, how
Team.
do you like that new arena?
I hate it.
Really, I like it.
Bum, bum, bum. I'm so
Oh,
sick
I
of
don't
that
ever
noise,
listen
dude.
to the sound. So
I
that's
should have
why.
all the music turned off, but it's super annoying. I don't like that it doesn't have walls that are visible. Like you can still go
Oh, yeah,
all the way
yeah.
up the walls, but it makes it so much harder to tell where the ball is in comparison to the wall because it's just like clear.
Gotta love that ball cam though.
Well, ball cam is huge, and I stopped playing without ball cam pretty much.
Yeah, wait, you only use ball cam now?
I pretty much only use
yeah,
ball
that
cam.
happened to me too.
The only time that I'll use go off of it is if I'm like going to pick up a boost and I'm want to make
No, Joe,
real
put your
clear
hand down.
that I'm getting to it.
You play with ball cam on the whole time? Is that
Yeah,
what
I
you're
do
saying?
too now.
Yeah, and if you watch most of the top level players, they do the same thing. It's like
Yeah, Joe, get
you have
good.
to learn your spatial
Yeah.
awareness, like being where you have to know where you are, where the ball is, and where the ball is going. And if you can do all that with the aid of ball cam, like it's harder, but it you know what I mean? It's like if you take off ball cam, you have a lot less accuracy, but it's easier to navigate where you're going. But if you can manage it with ball cam, you know what I mean? It's like doing it without training wheels.
Me and Joe aren't pros for nothing, all right?
I'm almost veteran.
I live my life
What?
with ball cam
You
on.
mean Dylan?
Yeah, sorry.
was
Me
gonna
and
say,
Dylan
I'm
aren't
not
pros
a
for
pro.
nothing. Yeah,
I'm
that's what I
still
thought.
semi-pro.
Well, how do you know when you're going to be veteran?
I finished
I've
the
looked it up.
tutorial.
Nice. No, dude, do the tutorial. If you're playing
Yeah,
Rocket
don't
League
be
for
like
the first
Joe.
time, do the tutorial. Do both the tutorials and do the training modes. But I looked it up, and it's there's a lot of levels. About 30 is veteran.
Oh, I'm only like 23.
I'm 28, I think. I got 28 last night. I realized also the longer I play that game in one sitting, the worse I get. I get really, really frustrated and angry.
That's what always happened to me playing like Dark Souls or Bloodborne. After I
Yeah.
would reach I get better and better and better over like the course of an hour, and then there'd be like a tipping point somewhere along the line. I don't know.
It's
Where
like
it's just like I can't do this anymore. Even if I'm not dying, I would suddenly just be like, okay, all right.
I think you hit a patience threshold, sort of, where you're kind of you like recognize that you're doing better, and then you want to be at that level the whole time, but you don't maintain the patience it requires to play at that level. I don't know. But
That makes sense.
I get really angry and frustrated, and good thing I have like a soft bed because I like throw my phone down onto it. My girlfriend's like, chill out. And I'm like, you chill out. She's like, it's just a game. And I'm like, it's Rocket League. It's not just a game. And then I'm like, oh shit, no, it's just a game. I'm acting a fool.
I only ever really get mad at it because I play with other people, and
Steve, you're a
sometimes
fucking saint. You don't
they're
get mad at anyone.
terrible. Well, it's just like The thing I mostly do in it is like I'll put him in front, like I'll center the ball, and I do it like perfectly a bunch of times, and then no one else will be like around me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so I just wasted that
We should do
perfect
doubles.
like centering pass that you could have scored on. So that usually just involves me getting more and more aggressive and just being like, you're not getting the ball because you're not doing anything with it.
Exactly. That's like I said last week. That's why I like duels so much because I can center it myself and then play my own centered ball.
You can sink your own layups.
Exactly.
Because
I
you can
alley
join us,
my own
we can do
oops.
threes.
I feel like I'd probably bring you guys down, and I think
It's
you
okay.
both know that.
No, it's all right.
I think you'd get frustrated.
We'd like a handicap for the other team.
I mean, you guys are going to be seeing much of me for at least a few months. So, probably my last podcast. Next
You're
week.
quitting too? Just me and Joe now.
Well, no, I'll come back. It's just a temporary Phantom Pain hiatus.
I don't think we're gonna want you back. Honestly.
I said I wasn't going to talk about it, so all I'm saying is that at this point, I think we're 5 days away, the time of this recording.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
next Tuesday.
6 days
Oh,
away.
dude, I'm getting cable next Tuesday.
I am.
And internet. Woo!
They were 6 days away.
I'm
I'm
very,
back on the
very
grid.
excited.
right?
Doesn't matter, Steve.
Yes, tomorrow's Thursday, so we're 6 days away.
What if it sucks?
It's not gonna. It's
No.
getting like perfect scores across the board.
Yeah, but that's bullshit.
And I don't think it would suck to me
they
anyway.
fucking pay for that
I
shit.
put.
No, I don't think Konami would because they don't really seem to care about it anymore.
I,
They're sort of like, hey, yeah, we only care about mobile
Yeah, I
games.
mean, even if they did pay for all the reviews, don't care. The amount of time that I put into Ground Zeroes, which is supposed to be like this little pocket change game, I played that game today. I played it all week, and Phantom Pain is just gonna be like 200 times bigger than that.
You're fucking glowing right now.
I'm
I wish
excited.
the folks
I
at
might as
home
well have
could
a
see it.
fucking halo over
I
my
know,
head.
dude. You're,
I am ascending. I'm leaving Earth.
it's a rare sight, ladies and gentlemen.
My
Very-
girlfriend's just like battening down the hatches. She's like, "All right, dude."
She's like, "Yep, see you next year, buddy."
Tell her to listen to the Kane and Rince podcasts on the lore and then get all caught
I,
up.
I was
and then
thinking
have her
about
watch
that
it.
today. We watched a bunch of videos on YouTube, like explaining Big Boss's story, and she's like, "Yeah, whatever."
She's like, dude, I don't fucking get this. This is stupid.
She's. I mean, I gotta give her. When I started dating her, I was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna go down this road. I'm not gonna start talking about Metal Gear. I'm gonna be normal, and I'm just gonna keep that with my friends. But I can't. Like, I just can't keep it to myself. My room is full of Metal Gear Solid action figures and like art. Now she's got me a bunch of like Metal Gear art at this point, so she's in on it too.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to explain the whole difference between like Big Boss and Solid Snake and Liquid Snake, and she's like, dude, I don't even know if I care.
One of them has a bandana.
One of them has a bandana.
blonde hair.
Yep.
And the other one has an eye patch.
I think you nailed it.
That's really all you need to know.
Done.
Steve, are you mad excited for this game too?
I'm not really
'Cause
excited for it,
Every
but-
time we talk about it, you kind of have. I have nothing to say because I've never played them, but I'm assuming you've played all of the other ones.
Now, I've played 1, seen Chris play like half of 2, seen all of 3, and seen the majority of 4.
So you've only actually played one of them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I know enough about them, and I probably will get 5 at some point because it seems good, and online looks like it's going to be cool.
There's an online mode.
It's going to be in October, yes.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That's why I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll get it.
Yeah, I
I'm
saw.
not going to get it until later.
I
I'm
saw
not
a
going to get it right away
video.
like Chris.
There was a video posted. I forget who posted it. It was like Metal Gear Solid in 5 minutes or something like that. And I started it, and I was like, I'm not even gonna do this because this is gonna do nothing for me.
Even just like what you can do in Ground Zeroes, Camp Omega, you're limited to this one spot, but the way that you can infiltrate like the main mission, you can sneak in, you can go in guns blazing, you can sneak onto the back of a truck. I did that recently for the main mission. I had never done that. Just laid down, was waiting, and then somebody got in and drove. I was like, oh, where does he go with this truck? I've seen him drive off, but I've never gotten in. And they open the gates to like the main facility and drive you right in. Then you're like, oh shit, okay, this is where I need to be. Thanks, guy. There's just so many little things that you can do in that to make it completely different, and that's never really been in a Metal Gear game. I mean, there's always been choice, and you can go this way or that way, or do this, do that, but this is a sandbox. It's
Yeah.
like
It's taking it to the next logical level. And I think Metal Gear as a series is kind of understated as far as replay value goes. Because there's a lot of different ways you can approach every map. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in Snake Eater, because how it's fragmented by map. You can approach all of those totally differently. There's a lot of really like... It kind of holds your hand with some of them, like the one with like all the beehives and all that stuff. But if you're creative, you can do those... Pretty much all of those, like 2, 3, 4 different ways.
That's why I've played the game so many different times.
Yeah, exactly. And with 2, I think it's a little bit more limited. It's
because you're in a limited space,
right? But with 5, with Phantom Pain, the open world setting is going to take that and it's gonna be bananas.
It's gonna be bananas.
It's gonna be
so
a whole
happy. I'm so excited.
Bushel of bananas. Is that what they're called? Is it a bushel?
That sounds right.
A bunch of bananas.
I don't know. Bunch sounds
bunch
better.
bunch of bushels.
It can't be bunch.
A
Banana bunch.
murder of bananas.
Yeah, it's a murder.
A school of bananas. It's gonna be
Congress
it's gonna
of
be
bananas.
a fuckload of bananas. That's what I'll say. I can't
Fuckload of
wait.
bananas. Fuckload of bandanas.
You're right, Chris. No, because we dump banana in the drip.
Bananas and bandanas. That's the new name of this podcast.
We have to come up with a new name every podcast.
Yeah.
We pretty much do.
It's the Donkey Kong and Metal Gear Solid podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Bananas and bandanas.
But can you beat Ground Zeroes in like 2 minutes if you just go and get the tape, or do you have to hold up that guy to find out where it is?
That extra mission, the Intel, whatever.
Whatever one that you just did.
I'm not sure. You know what? I think to like activate it, I think you do have to. But I don't think I've ever tried to get there without him. I think that's part of the mission. You have to complete that, and then you have to complete. So you could get the tape, and it probably wouldn't count unless he told you that was the tape you needed.
Are there speed runs of Ground Zeroes?
Yeah, the main mission, the one that's called Ground Zeroes, I think.
No, I'm saying, but like, is there like a competitive like
There must be.
community for speed runs?
I don't
Because the
probably
game
not,
tracks all your
like,
stats and your time
yeah.
and stuff.
Probably not like Mario level, but I'm sure people
Right.
are like really into it.
But it's such a short game, like you'd think that someone would want to have figured out the quickest way to do it.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, people were saying, "Oh, it's playing early builds of it." They're like, "Oh, it was 2 hours." The reviewers
Yeah.
were saying that, and then when it came out, everyone was like, "Someone was completed in 8 minutes," and it was just like thumbs down. But I've put so much time into that game.
This game came out. Was it last summer or 2 summers?
2014, March of 2014.
Okay, when it came out, that was the height of my Metal Gear obsession. I had just beaten 4, I think, in March of 2014. So when Ground Zeroes came out, I was all over that. And I went to GameStop, and went up to the desk, and I was like, "Do you have any copies of Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes?" And the clerk was like, "Oh no, we're actually sold out. But don't even bother. It's only like 2 hours." And
What
I
a
was like,
wiener.
I was like, "Shut the fuck up! You have no idea. 2 hours? Are you kidding me?"
And that's the thing when I listen to other podcasts like the IGN stuff. I mean, that's where I get my news because that's just the biggest source. Whatever, but to hear them talk about it, and I know a lot of those guys love it. But it's like you played Ground Zeroes, you played the story, maybe you did some of the side missions, but the bulk of that story comes through the audio tapes you pick up. And I guess that people don't want to listen to them, but you get all of the Skullface stuff, the big villain character of the new one, or supposed villain, and everything that happened to Chico Paz. It's all on these tapes, and you're not going to hear it unless you take the effort to find the tapes and listen to them. Most people are just like, "Oh, there's one cutscene. I don't like it." And that's what they're saying about the new one. They're saying the story is limited. First of all, like you said to me the other day,
Yeah.
how much more story do you need? You're filling in a gap. You're not expanding the universe. You're filling in the gap.
Yeah,
between
you're tying the thread
timelines, yeah.
between the first game and the last game.
Why
really.
did Big Boss go bad?
Right.
Probably because he has brain damage because he was in a coma for 9 years.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I just lost my train of thought.
He has a horn on his head too.
I think it's shrapnel. I don't know. I haven't played the new one yet. I've been avoiding like any and all spoilers.
You got to do that, man.
Yeah.
Steve has all the spoilers. He said he's got a whole notebook full of them.
Yeah, I'm just waiting until
At the end of the episode, he's just
31st,
gonna
and I'm just gonna
shout them
throw
out.
them all on you.
Yeah.
I remember what I was gonna say, and I don't know why like anyone would think that in Ground Zeroes that it's not worth playing because you have to fish for the audio tapes, especially in this current like climate of gamers who are obsessed with like achievements and getting every single achievement. You'd think that in this one game where that is how you progress the story, that would be the one that they'd stick to, but I guess not.
Kojima himself is in Ground Zeroes. That's enough reason alone. You have to rescue him. He sneaks into Camp Omega to get audio tapes for you. There's just this wonderful part of him driving away in a Jeep going, "I've got to get it to the boss." Just him referring to his own character as the boss. It's amazing.
That rules. I saw a thread on the subreddit True Gaming. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that.
No.
It's a good subreddit.
Not a bunch of nerds over here.
Yeah, it's super nerdy, but so are we.
Are we?
We
We
have a
are.
podcast about video games, and you're
So,
wearing an Adventure Time
Shut
shirt.
up, Chris.
The gaming subreddit, which is cool. It's a lot of gifs and videos and stuff like that. But True
Wait,
Gaming,
hold on a second.
You say
back
right.
up.
It's gifs.
It's GIF.
I'm just saying. It doesn't. We can say both.
we can say,
But I didn't know
It's
you were
not-
a GIF guy.
It's not graphical interface.
I wasn't a GIF guy until the
It's
guy.
not giraffe.
The guy
Wait.
who created the file extension came out and said it's pronounced GIF.
Yeah, I don't care. He's still wrong. He's
I'm not
dumb.
going to call it
GIF
like
sounds
Mickey
dumb.
Mouse because
It's not
Walt
peanut
Disney
butter.
already told me it's Mickey Mouse. All right.
It's not even the same.
Yeah, well, a moose is a completely different animal. That makes no sense.
It's also something you put in your hair and a chocolate dessert.
Yeah, but it's
Good
spelled
point.
different that way.
Whatever. Anyway,
So there's it's spelled with a U.
Yeah, and 2 S's.
in this True Gaming subreddit, I saw
Yeah.
a post that was like, first it said that 2015 could be like the 1997 or 98, okay, which one, of
Probably
gaming
7.
for like the amount of like great open world games that are coming out or that have been up between Metal Gear Solid 5 and Far Cry 3 and
Four.
4. Sorry,
Wasn't that last year?
I haven't played any of those.
Fallout 4 is coming out this
I think
year.
Far Cry
I'm getting to
4 is this year?
The Witcher 3, which is open world, right?
I've heard of that.
So lots of great, truly great open world games, and it was saying, what does Fallout 4 have to do to supersede that? Is Bethesda finally going to be overthrown as like the leader of open world gaming in 2015? And I don't know, because I think Fallout 4, as awesome as it looks, doesn't look like it's going to like supersede anything, any expectations as far as the genre goes. I think it's just going to be another great Fallout game that is a sandbox. But the problem with a lot of those games, like Skyrim, even as much as I adore that game, is it is a big sandbox for mods. And you kind of, once you get into that world, you need mods to complete the game. And I think Fallout 4 seems like it's going to be along the same lines. A great, awesome game, but I think other teams and other companies are going to be pushing that genre in a new direction that I think is really sweet. What do you guys think?
I think that Fallout 4 will still be the best selling one.
Best selling or
Yeah,
best?
best
Because
selling.
that's- Yeah,
I think
definitely best
people
selling.
will like review it and be like, "Oh, MGS5 is the best open world game because it's got a good story, like The Witcher." But I bet you Fallout 4 will beat the rest of them because it's just everyone loves Fallout and Bethesda.
By supersede, what do you think it needs to do differently to make it better?
I don't know, because there's the voice acting, which is obviously going to change the game. I don't know. I don't work for Bethesda, so
I don't think the
it's
voice
not-
acting will be that different.
What are you showing us?
Oh, Joe, can you get Twitter up, Joe?
Yeah.
I want to look at a Witcher stat that I saw earlier about how much money they made.
Oh, I saw that on IGN today too.
Yeah, and I'm not. It was some ridiculous number. I just can't get it to load on my phone.
But yeah, what I'm thinking is, graphically, Fallout 4 really doesn't look that good. And I feel like the majority of people who play those games, that's a big part of what's going to supersede is graphics. That's what people, when they talk
Do you mean
next
the
gen,
environments or like the character models?
both, honestly.
I don't think it looks that bad.
It doesn't look. No, I'm not saying it looks bad. It
I-
doesn't look great. I'll be honest. When I first saw it, I was like, I thought it was actually going to be a little prettier than that. But I'm not a graphics guy. I don't really give a shit about that. As long as the gameplay is crisp and there's no fucking bugs, that's really all I care
Crisp
about.
like a new
Well,
$20
there's
bill.
gonna be bugs, but they'll fix it.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
as
I know.
long as it's not like New Vegas.
yeah, if it's not New Vegas, then it's fine.
But I don't know. I don't know what they could really do that much different to make it like stand out. Like what's
I
that
don't think
gameplay wise?
I don't think they'll do anything. I don't think they're able to do anything because it's a different type of game.
Right.
You don't play a Bethesda game for the story or for the quest. You play it for occasionally the great side quest. You play it because you're just allowed to do whatever you want
Right.
anywhere.
You make your own story.
Whereas I'm sure you can do a lot of that in The Witcher and Metal Gear Solid, but they're not. They're more about a story and the quest and the people, and Fallout's more just like, hey, here's this great world. Go do whatever you want with it.
Right. It's a completely different game.
I found that stat, The Witcher. So this was just from Game Informer saying CD Projekt Red, the company who made The Witcher, profits more than 4,800%. Spread that number wrong. 4,800. They profit more than 4,800% as The Witcher 3 sells 6 million in 6 weeks. That's huge.
Yeah, but
$1 million a
but
week.
you say that much percentage, but that's probably because there's not that big.
Because
of a
they
team.
they didn't have any game out before that. They were making
I
no
mean-
money before because they
Yeah.
just had The Witcher 2.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, and plus they're not a giant team, so it's like you could say, wow, that's a lot of percentage wise, but they probably don't have to pay that many people.
Yeah, I don't know. Just throwing that number.
Whereas
Well,
like
they had
Rockstar,
900 voice actors.
yeah, well, but
They're
you know what I
also-
mean.
Yeah.
It's also a great example of a DRM free game. DRM free. So you buy that game and that's your game. And the DLCs you pay for them, or no, they were a lot of free ones, right?
Yeah, all the DLC that's out right now was all free.
Right. That model is just showing to be completely successful. Whereas I can't conjure another example of a game doing it the other way. But goes back to what I was saying a long time ago, all those 5 episodes ago, about how I hate digital rights media.
Yeah.
And I really think that the way to do it is the way that The Witcher has been doing it. Keep people playing your game.
Yeah.
You pay the $60 and you get your $60 worth of video games. $60 ain't chump change. You know what I
No.
mean? That's like...
It's not
can
Chomp Chain either.
It's not chomp change either.
Sorry, I did that.
We're not chomp chain anymore. We're banana bandana.
Banana Bandana.
Bandana Republic.
Yep,
I'll just go fuck
that's
myself.
it. No, you named it.
I'm gonna
That's it.
fuck myself with a gun after
It's a very
that one.
meaningful name. Bringing it back. The Witcher. Yeah, that everything that they did, CD Projekt Red, was wonderful. They gave out 16 free pieces of DLC just to be like, sorry, we delayed the game. Here's a bunch of free stuff. They came with the note in the game. If you got a physical copy, it was just like, hey, thanks for buying our game. We really
Yeah,
love
I
this.
saw
Hope you
that.
enjoy it. And when I got the collector's edition statue, came in this gigantic box, and on the inside of the box, I don't know, it was autographed by quite a few names.
Tom Brady. I think.
Tom Brady was on
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
Tom Cruise was on there. Jackie
my-
Chan was on there. I don't know. Yeah, no, I think it was the whole like
I
dev
thought we were
team.
going Toms. You throw fucking Jackie Chan in there.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's anyway.
That was ridiculous.
I don't know. I got Jackie on the
Nuts.
brain, man.
You got Jackie on the brain. I got Tom on the brain.
Jackie
so-
Jan. No, but I just they clearly they care about what they're doing, and they're releasing 2 gigantic expansion packs. I already talked about that on
Those
another
free
episode.
too, though? Did I?
No, you have to pay for those, but they're the size of The Witcher 2.
And after all of the free DLC, you're not gonna mind paying for it.
No, I'm
Just
totally
like,
going to be psyched to play those.
Like I didn't mind paying the $3.99 for the expansion of Rocket League. I didn't even
Yeah.
want any of the extra shit.
I
I just
like the Dominus looks pretty cool.
No, it's cool. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but like personally, like I don't really care. But I felt like I got this game for free,
Yeah.
and I've gotten so many hours out of it. They deserve at least
Right.
$4 out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I paid $60 for that
voting
game.
with your wallet. You're telling them like, I love your game. I don't even care about your DLC, but I'm going to give you some money.
Exactly.
What about the Shovel Knight DLC? That shit's fucking free.
Oh, what is it? I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, and if you it's only free if you have the first version, obviously.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's
Do you know what the
DLC?
DLC is?
No, I actually don't. I think it's what the fuck is it called? I actually don't remember what it's called.
It can be
Top of my head.
Kratos in the PlayStation version, but I think that just comes with the PlayStation
It
version.
does. Yeah, I actually did read that. But yeah, that's free DLC, and I'm pretty sure it's longer than regular Shovel Knight, which is good. What are you doing over there?
Sorry, I leaned on Steve's knee because we're close to the mic, and he said it's all sweaty.
You guys are oh,
It's really hot in this room.
sweaty snuggling over there.
We got like another month before maybe it starts to cool off. And
I know we get that
well, it
little
won't
window
matter because
right
we
there.
won't be on it, Chris.
it's closed. That window's closed.
It is. We can open it.
I'll open it.
Open
Go
it up.
open it on the
Open it up.
podcast.
Yeah,
Live on
that-
the podcast.
Did
That
we have,
DLC
did
is
we have
free.
stuff we wanted to talk about?
I do.
All
Dylan
right.
does.
What do you want to talk about?
Video games probably.
I wanted to tell you guys about Everybody's Gone to the
You
Rapture.
totally
Congratulations,
just,
Dylan.
dislodged that.
Yeah, that thing's busted.
Lodge your kneecaps.
You're gonna have to fix that after. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Anybody
Plague
played
of
this?
Shadows. Sorry, that's what the Shovel Knight DLC is called.
Flag of Shadows.
Plague of Shadows.
of Shadows.
Years.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of my own voice because I don't stop talking.
And it's coming soon, so be excited for that. I'm excited for that. Although I don't even have Shovel Knight anywhere right now, which kind of sucks.
I thought you did have it.
I did, but I don't have a
It's
legal
gone to the
copy of
wind.
it,
Oh,
which
okay.
sucks.
I bought it on
Yeah.
3DS. I'm thinking about buying it on Vita.
I'm gonna buy it on Wii U.
Is it cross-buy on PlayStation?
Probably.
Yeah,
Most indies are.
it's
Yeah.
not on Nintendo, which fucking sucks.
Well, because you don't have an account on Nintendo.
I know,
to be
but
able to-
they still do cross buy for certain
they?
titles. Yeah, they
I
pick
don't
and choose, and they usually choose the ones that nobody's gonna buy.
Yeah.
So they can be like, "Hey, look, we're doing it," and
You're
everyone's
like,
like,
no
"Hey,
one
look,
cares,
I'm not
Nintendo."
playing that game called Whoa Dave, even though
Whoa.
it looks
Wait.
pretty sick. It's called Whoa Dave. Yeah,
Whoa.
Dave.
Already?
That's crossbar.
Very
Yeah,
good.
go ahead.
Everybody's gone to the Rapture. Have you heard of this?
Only from you.
It's the Chinese room, I think, developed it, and
Didn't
somebody else.
didn't they do? I'm pretty sure they did the rest. Though.
They did. So it's one they call like a first-person exploration
Walking
game,
simulator.
a walking simulator. And I was been thinking about how do I like describe this game to you guys. It's a town where everybody's gone,
to the Rapture.
right? Implied to the Rapture. The birds have died. Cigarettes are still like sitting in ashtrays, like with smoke coming out of them. There's drinks left on tables. It seems like everything happened very abruptly. Although I guess you find out as you go that that's not the case. But just starting from the beginning, I don't want to spoil it, but I'll just describe the beginning of the game. It opens like very beautifully. You're in this little like English town, and you're an unnamed protagonist, and that's left mysterious. Like I don't think I ever figured out if I'm supposed to be somebody, like a character in the game, or if I'm just a random person, or if I'm nothing, if I'm just me looking around. But you start and you hear a radio. You just start walking. You walk over to the radio. You get a mysterious message. You walk down the road a little bit. You hear a ringing phone. You can answer the phone. It's an emergency message. And again, you're just in this beautiful landscape. Everything's very quiet and peaceful except for this radio and this telephone. Once you answer them or interact with them, they go away. And that is all you can do, by the way. You can press X to open doors, listen to radios, turn on a light switch. That's about it. So you walk down the road and you see this little floating mote of light. That's the only way I know how to describe it. It's this little wispy yellow light thing. And you interact with it, and then suddenly the world goes dark, and two wispy mote of light people appear, and they start talking to each other. This little scene plays out, and you're like, what is going on? Who are these people? What are they talking about? You can't see what they look like. It's just light shapes. And then they disappear. And then you walk down the road into town, and another one of those wispy motes of light starts floating around. You follow it, and then at the bottom of the screen it says Jeremy. And now you are following the spirit, I guess, of Jeremy. And the goal of this game is now you're opened in this town, and you're just going to walk around and figure out what happened. You listen to little story beats here and there, like things will just appear. You'll be walking past the bus station, suddenly two light people appear, and they're talking to each other. You can't see what they look like, but they're talking to each other. And I'm sorry if this is droning on and horribly boring, but they're going through like their final days, talking about what's going on. They think that the flu has come. People are having weird symptoms. People are disappearing. They don't know what's going on. There's one woman named Kate who's trying to figure it all out. You hear her voice on the radio. You don't know if it's aliens, if it's a religious thing, if it's just some ghosts or something. Like, we don't know what's going on. If it's science, no one knows. And it's really great. The soundtrack is wonderful, fantastic, one of the best I've heard. I got it on iTunes. There's a lot of really great stuff. Visuals, music, amazing. Story is really, really fascinating. And it was something that I feel like I really would have liked to go through and like really dig into. And I was going to try and get all the trophies for it. I still might. But my biggest problem with this game is how frigging slow you move. It's like
I
crawling
heard
at a goddamn snail's
Did they
pace.
patch it with a sprint button?
There was a sprint button already in there, but you have to hold it down for 7 seconds, and it still doesn't even say what you're that you're supposed to do that. And I
Yeah.
knew that going into it, but even with the sprint button, the game is too goddamn slow.
I
It's so
read that.
wonderful and beautiful and magical and mystical and mysterious, and I want to know what's going on, but I don't want to walk this fucking slow. It was driving me insane, especially going back and trying to find all of like the story that I missed, or like the radios that I missed, trying to get these trophies, and it's a fucking drag. And it really, like, I understand the developer put that there to be like, hey, slow down, take your time, look at things.
Right.
But dude, I wanted to pull my goddamn hair out.
How long's the game?
It took me 4 or 5 hours to beat the first time. It was a $20 game.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's one of those games that has something to say. My takeaway was you're seeing this town with nobody in it, and but this is a game that's it's less about the things that you leave behind and more about the things that you take with you that like make you who you are. That's what I took from it.
Huh. So but is there like clear objectives in the game, or is it?
Not really. Every time you go into a new area, it will say a new name for like when you go for the first time, and that's the spirit you're following. You're following their little story, but that's really all you're doing is finding out someone's story.
But aside from like the trophies, there would not be a way to say like, oh, I've done everything I can do in this area. Let me move on to the next.
Yeah, I mean,
that's kind of cool.
And you don't even get a trophy like just because I finished one person's story. It's not like, oh, here's a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just those. It's like a random thing. Like turn on all the radios before you do anything, and that means anything. You can't like touch anything in the game. And
So
it's really
it kind of
annoying.
prevents like min maxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a problem I have a lot of the time, and especially like with Ethan Carter, I was noticing that that I would want to be like, well, let me make sure that I spend fucking 2 hours looking around this one zone to see if there's anything else.
I
can
felt
do.
like I was being punished for that.
Yeah.
In the first area, I wanted to look around. I want to look through every house, and I looked at all these houses on one side of the block, and I went over to this park, and then went over to a doctor's office, and then I went up a hill, and then I looked down, and I was like, oh, there's one house over there that I missed. Let me just take 2.5 minutes, which sounds like that's nothing. But really, when you're playing a game and you're just walking, 2.5 minutes, I'm just like, all right, I can see the fucking house.
Yeah.
Let me just go like crawl over to it. And that really was a detriment because I was like, I walk faster than this in real life, even with the damn sprint button. But when you're indoors, there are a lot of indoor sections you can't run. So it's just back to that crawl, like climbing Mount Everest. The game was wonderful and really great, super fun and interesting. But goddamn it, is it slow.
Yeah, but you'd recommend it anyway?
Yeah, I would recommend it. It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive. But,
Alright.
yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed it. I mean, if you're somebody who's just like, yeah, I'm going to go through this and get everything at once. Or,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to follow this story once. And if you're not really planning to go back, you might not be as frustrated as I was because I tried to go back and do everything.
Right.
But, yeah, I liked it a lot.
Knowing that makes it, or knowing that seems important.
Yeah.
You don't wanna
And I
get
feel like I
into
don't
it.
want to sound too negative because I liked it enough to go back and play it again, even though it was really slow. But yeah, cool stuff. Sorry that I ummed and ahhed my way through that.
It's okay.
No, it sounds good, and it's good that you
same.
only had one problem with it. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure
Probably
it's great.
kind of a big problem, but
It was,
the way the
It
game
is.
works.
you know what? At first, I really like that wasn't an issue. It was only when I started being like, "Oh, I missed that over there." Oh,
Right.
oh, okay, whatever, sure.
Right, It's convenient to have.
And
a
then
sprint
the
button.
further I got, the more I understood the game, and I was like, "Okay, I want to go over here and do that thing. I want to check this out." That was when it started to be like, "Fuck, just let me go faster." God damn it.
Right. Yeah, that can be pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Pretty annoying.
Yeah. I might play that, or I might play Life is Strange. I don't know.
Your Life is Strange is better.
Life is Strange sounds pretty cool.
I'm alright. It's great.
Is the last one out yet?
No, if there was them, I would release it in October because that's when the last day of the game takes place.
Oh, cool.
So I don't think
October 1st?
No, it's 11th, I think, in the game.
Ooh.
So I mean, I think that's they release on a Tuesday though every time before. I don't know. They could be coming out in September, like middle. I don't know. They haven't said yet.
Yeah.
But it usually takes about 2 months, and the last one came out in July.
I
So
might wait for that before
I
and then grab
would.
all of them.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I like already want to replay it, but I'm like I gotta wait so I can beat it and then replay it, like all the way from the beginning. And I have to wait and be like, did I kind of forgot what I was doing, but not really.
Plus, you'll know the ending, so you can see if that like you notice new things going through.
Oh,
it.
you already would if you started from episode 4 and restarted it, but
Ooh.
I want to wait for it to do it all.
All right, I need a game to play because I've finally settled in to the place. I haven't really been playing anything. I'm just playing some, just like average games. I need something to like dive into. Good story. Gonna take me a while to beat. Gonna take me at least 2 weeks to beat.
Sounds like you're describing The Witcher, Joe.
No, I don't
That's
want
too long.
I don't want to play The Witcher. Honestly,
I mean,
Sorry.
I
Ground
don't-
Zeroes is super fun. I think if you
I don't know
I know you don't know what's going on, but just playing that game, I think you would
Yeah,
like.
but that's
like
not going
the
to take him
gameplay.
2 weeks.
That's true. That wouldn't take you 2 weeks. I don't
it doesn't.
know.
No, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't have to take me 2 weeks. 2 weeks is just a time period.
Once
I
you learned
want.
the mechanics of that game, I feel like you'd be like real into it.
Yeah, but I know it's just like in the back of my mind playing it and be like, oh, I wish I knew more about this fucking
Yeah.
franchise. And I feel like that's going to take away from it no matter what, unless I, read up on it. But there's only so much reading you can do. Like, you need to actually play those games to
Right.
experience it, which is something I could do. That's an option, but I don't know. What do you guys have? Give me some ideas.
Well, I don't know much about Wii U games.
It
so-
doesn't even have to be. I have a PC. I can't.
Steam.
I don't know. You could play any of the Resident Evils, but 1 was remade in HD. Revelations 2 is pretty good. Revelations 1 is also decent. I haven't played it. I seen all of
I
it.
played
but-
Revelations 1.
Yeah, then play 2 because it'll take you a little while. There's also raid mode in it, which is super fun.
Yeah.
It's way better than Mercenaries mode was fun. I really liked it. Raid mode's better because it's like you level up your character and like when you get better guns, like it shows the damage they do. And
That's out on PC, right?
I think it's out on
I heard it
pretty
was,
much everything.
Great co-op too.
Yeah.
I heard that on the Twin Humanities podcast actually.
Except the only thing about it is, I don't think I've told you, but once you realize that when you're playing, because you play as 2 couples, you play as Claire Redfield and Moira Burton, and you play as Barry Burton and Natalia, and like they play differently. Like Claire and Barry have guns, Moira and Natalia don't.
Right.
But you can just be super cheap with Claire and Moira because Moira has a flashlight that stuns enemies and a crowbar that, when enemies are on the ground, insta-kill them. So all you have to do is just shine the flashlight, the enemy gets stunned, Claire kicks them, you insta-kill them, and it just makes the game like a breeze. And then...
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
it's kind of a bad thing. 'cause
Probably helpful at points.
it
though.
is, but it just sort of like took it away because I was like, oh, like play as Claire, but I don't even need to play as Claire. She's pretty much useless. And then you can get a perk because there's like talent tree in it, kind of, that makes it so that Claire and Barry shoot when you're not them, but they do less damage, but they have infinite ammo.
Right.
Which means you can just be like, oh, I don't want to waste bullets, so I'll just switch over to the other person and just sit here while Claire unloads on them. Which actually saved. I actually cheated in a point with Barry because I got to a point where I only had 6 Magnum shots left, and that's it. I had no other ammo, so I just switched over to the other character and just sat there and waited for Barry to slowly kill it because I knew he wouldn't. He can't run out of ammo. It just took him forever.
When you're not playing them, they
Yeah.
get infinite ammo.
Yeah, when you're not playing as them, they have infinite ammo. So I just sat there and just pointed because that's all the little girl can do who's with Barry. But funny thing about that though is when you're Barry, you can sneak kill people, and sneak should be in quotes because it's probably the loudest sneak kill. Like you crouch up behind them, then he stands up, kicks them in the back of the knees, jumps on their back, and then stabs them. And it's like you can do it right next to somebody else, and they won't notice. It's like they should probably have heard that.
Like, it definitely heard you, man.
That and then Barry
very
is just
sneaky.
always like yelling. It's like, all right. The thing I liked about it was that Barry showed up and he was like, I'm ready to go. He knew what was going to happen on that island. He came with 3 guns, a bunch of ammo. He like read all the info. He's like, I know what I'm getting into. But the minute he gets there, he's like, hey, is anybody there? And you're like, Barry, lower your voice. You should know better than this.
You read the
Fucking
dossier, Barry.
Like he just shows up and just shouts. And like he's with the little girl and she starts off talking normally, but I feel like she just slowly develops into yelling at him too. Like then they're both just shouting at each other. Like, you're in a room full of zombies. Shut up.
I honestly might check it out.
It's good though.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, and I really like the first one, so definitely an option. Resident Evil is always good. Always good to go back to.
Yeah, and what Zero's coming out and they're remaking 2. So
Yeah, which is sick. I actually am definitely gonna play that.
I started replaying Resident Evil 4 actually last week.
I saw.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
That's something I could do too, but
That
I
game
don't
is
want to
so
steal your
awesome.
thunder.
You can get it on
honestly.
PC.
I know. I have
looks
it.
great on PC.
We can both play it and then talk about it like old times. I found
I
my
play-
old strategy guide from when that first came out.
I got the remastered on PC like last year.
If you have it, you should play it.
I know.
It's
I play
it holds
a lot
up.
of it too. Oh,
Only
I
thing is
know.
you aim with
Yeah,
like the
dude.
left stick. Maybe it's different on PC anyway, but
Well, no,
unless you're
because I'm
the
using a
controller.
PS4 controller.
You can
so-
alter the controls, but yeah, it's still they're not bad. They're just different than what we're
Right.
used to now.
Yeah.
It was
And the
right
whole-
before that like twin stick shifts
Exactly.
happened. I mean, for
It's
first person
clunky.
shooters or whatever.
It's
third person.
clunky, and you can't move when you aim.
Yeah, I mean
It's
that's a
fucking-
gameplay element,
I
but
know.
it's so foreign to what I'm used to,
it
especially
is.
since I've been playing Ground Zeroes, where everything is so fast and fluid, and you run around and,
Right.
and switch weapons
But
on the fly.
it makes
and,
it makes the gameplay so intense though.
yeah.
When something's walking at you and the walls are fucking closing in on you and you can't move.
Leon
and you just have
Scott
to unload
Kennedy
your
is still the fucking man.
clips. He is. His hair,
It's that hair.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dylan.
All right. A little bit of an unconventional suggestion. Have any of you guys ever been to GOG.com?
Yes,
GOG.
I went in when you told me, but
Yeah.
I think I've been there before. I don't think I've ever bought anything from them though.
GoodOldGames.com. GOG. GOG is awesome. They're completely DRM free. You can get whatever you want. I mean, I've gotten Baldur's Gate 2 from there, and it's in everything opens in its own client. So, like, I've played old PC games before on DOSBox, and so much shit can go wrong. So many controller compatibility issues. With GOG, everything is perfect. I've never experienced a single problem. Recently, Bethesda has jumped on this DRM free train, and this is where I got Fallout 1 and 2 for free, actually. Those are still up there, Fallout Tactics. So if you're interested in exploring the origins of the Fallout series, I'd recommend that. But
They're not Bethesda.
huh? No, I know, but
All right.
they are now.
I know. But those ones
What
aren't made
is
of them.
Bethesda is Battlespire, which I've never played. So the Elder Scrolls Battlespire was a mobile game, I believe.
What?
I believe it was mobile.
not
or,
Oblivion, though, right?
What? Or was it Neo Geo? It was something random. And it's an adventure game. It's called the Elder Scrolls Adventures Battlespire. So I've never played it. I'm probably going to check it out. Morrowind is on there. And any Bethesda purchase that you get, I think including Fallout now, because they own the licensing to it, you get Daggerfall and Arena free. Arena
Yeah.
sucks. Don't play it.
Which they gave out one of them free.
They're both free from the Elder Scrolls website.
Yeah.
But you have to run it through DOSBox.
Yep,
Which is
I
a pain in the dick.
Did one of them, and
Yeah.
it was awful,
It
and the game
sucks.
was really hard.
It's really hard. Arena stink. Like, it's really not a fun game. If you play with a guide, it might be kind of cool to experience the story, and you get to go to, the Elder Scrolls Online, and get to go to all of the continents in Tamriel, which is pretty sweet. But it's very limited because it's the first one. It came out in like '94. Daggerfall is awesome. It is, I think, something like. It is like if you take the whole world space of Oblivion and multiply it by like, I don't know, 100 or something like that. That's how big it is. It's all randomly generated, but it's enormous. And again, super clunky. Came out, I think, maybe like '96. So like it's a PC game from '96. But they're all both. Those are both really cool.
Yeah. Which one of those two is the one that you have to like click and drag it to attack?
That's Arena.
That's the one I played. That
Yeah.
I died to
Yeah,
a rat because I couldn't
Yeah,
get
me
low
too.
enough to attack it.
Yeah, it's really, really goofy. But I think if you're playing it with a controller in the client that it comes with, you'll probably have a lot more like, control over it. But the one that I would actually recommend is a game called The Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard. Have any of you guys ever heard of this?
I've heard of it, but
Yeah.
just from the Elder Scrolls website, my time in the computer lab in high school, looking at Morrowind screenshots, becoming friends with Dylan, I saw this game, but I never knew anything about
I
it.
think it predates Morrowind by a year or so. This game was actually pretty awesome. And it's an adventure game with a story. So, like you were saying, Steve, about how you don't play Bethesda games for the story because the world is its own sort of like evolving story. You kind of tell the story yourself, right?
For the most part, yeah.
This game, by all accounts, probably isn't that good. I played it at the height of my obsession with the Elder Scrolls, and for me, it was like, what? I get to play in Hammerfell? Like, that's amazing. Like, that's everything I've ever wanted, is to be able to play in somewhere I can't play. But it is a story. You play as a guy named, I think your name is Cypress or Cyrus, either or. And
Both are cool.
I'm pretty sure his sister gets kidnapped by pirates.
Sisters are cool, pirates are cooler.
Right, exactly. And he's a Redguard, duh. It has a cinematic trailer on YouTube that I'd suggest watching. And it looks just like a badass adventure movie. And it's really fun. It plays super fun. The voice acting is terrible in the best way possible.
That's excellent.
But I played it again on DOSBox, and I ran into... I had to get to an island in the middle of the ocean, and... the game will just keep generating land masses once you go into the ocean, and then I was just like followed the map too far and just ended up in like a broken, glitchy ocean bullshit map place, and so I never beat the game. So I'm probably gonna
Still out in the ocean somewhere.
yeah, Cypress is out there like, where are you, sis?
Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna get it and play through it, and it is a super fun action adventure game, and it's set in like one of the best universes in video games. So I think you
doubt.
should probably play it, Joe.
I think I'm sold. I'm gonna play it. But no, I'm serious. I'm probably gonna play it. I like Redguards. I've actually never played Morrowind either. I could probably just play that. But that's probably, I heard that's really hard to go back to now.
Yeah.
Dooley was telling me to play
It's
it.
hard to
though.
play.
I could try
Yeah,
it.
because you can't actually block. It's just like gets.
It's like a chance, like a
Yeah.
dice roll.
It's a dice roll if
Same
you get
with
the block
hits,
or not.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Just
Kinda,
like kind
yeah.
of chopping, it doesn't
yeah,
really
but
matter.
that's an RPG. Like,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is how RPGs work. And I think, like, if you're into classic RPGs and traditional RPGs, then that's probably the best Elder Scrolls game that you're gonna play. I mean, I obviously, like you guys, prefer Oblivion and Skyrim.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I couldn't speak to that. I don't know if
Joe,
you
if
guys
you-
like Morrowind more.
I can sell you on more right now. If you go up to people and taunt them enough times and they hit you, it's illegal for you to murder them. So you can murder everybody in the game so long as you get them to attack you first.
Just
like
so
in-
the stand your ground law.
Yeah,
Just like Florida.
but with like everyone, like there's you can kill people who are important to the main quest, and then you'll just be stuck not
Yeah, it
being
just
able to
gives
do
you a
it.
message like, hey, bro,
You probably shouldn't have done that.
You should probably restart.
that was pretty unchill of you, but if this is the world you want to live in,
Yeah, but it's cool.
Go ahead and be unchill.
It's cool killing a god.
He's a demigod. Okay.
Whatever.
He achieved Chim.
It was
I
still cool
I
killing
achieve
them.
Chim every night.
Is GOG the same website that just re-released Turok and Turok 2?
Yes.
Did you guys
yes.
see that shit?
Yes, they are.
All right. I've never been on this website. I'm definitely going to check this
More
out.
like Turd and Turd too.
No
I was just looking at
way.
the notes
Dude,
on my
have you
phone.
ever played Turok?
Yeah,
I've never played Turok 2.
I actually played Turok 1 on N64.
Yeah,
when I used to rent an N64.
Same. We've definitely played that game together.
We probably have.
No
dude.
fucking. There was fucking dinosaurs in it.
Those
You
were
had
those
it.
were our days.
Oh yeah, remember the Jurassic Park PS1 game?
Yes, I sure do.
That we dumped mad hours into.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. That game was fucking terrible.
But I'm looking
It
at
was
these
terrible.
notes on my phone, and it's like an eloquent piece that I wrote about everybody's gone to the Rapture, and then when I decided to talk, I sounded like I always do, umming and ahhing. But
It's fine.
Whatever. I'll save it for the
Why don't you
podcast.
post it on what?
Yeah,
Hold
dude.
on.
Post it on Tumblr or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
post
I'll put it on
somewhere.
the Facebook.
And then link our
And everybody be like,
goddamn
"What the
Twitter.
fuck, Chris?"
Post it on Tumblr and then link it on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. You got to use everything.
I should make it. Well, I did make a
And then
Tumblr
tweet about it.
for the podcast, but it was like affiliated with my own Tumblr. I don't want that. I want it to have its own, so I'll do that. Now, turn my computer on, everybody. I plugged my computer in and I turned it on,
Dude, I wish
My
I
old
could use
computer?
my
and I
computer.
still have all Phantom Pain.
Why can't you
and
use your computer?
Persona 4.
I can't use my computer
Backgrounds.
because I don't have my own internet right now. And
Oh, so
the
your Wi-Fi
internet
is not
access,
good enough?
yeah, the Wi-Fi
Alright.
in this room is fucking shit. But on September 1st, I'm getting
Just get like
Comcast.
You're getting
Oh.
the Phantom Pain.
just get a really
You're getting Dylan's
long-
birthday.
Be quiet. Are you getting it for your birthday, Dylan?
No.
Ah, loser.
What are you gonna say? A USB adapter?
No, I was gonna say get a really long HDMI cord, leave your computer over there, and just cord it into here.
That's actually not a bad idea. But no, I'm just gonna wait until fucking Tuesday.
Yeah, just wait.
I just don't know where I'm gonna put the router. I think I'm gonna have it in here somewhere.
You should. That's
just
what I
don't
would
know
do.
where
You can
I'm gonna
hardwire
put
it and be zooming.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Just put it like.
Oh, dude, that
I don't know.
fresh hardwire internet.
Oh, it's great. I love
That
it.
fresh, hard wire.
No, dude, hardwire is the fucking way to go.
Yeah,
Like,
if
it's-
I could, I would
bar
hardwire
none.
my PS4 like all the time. But I only have one cord running down.
there's a port.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
of course
that.
there is.
Well, I wouldn't say of
Well,
course there is.
I mean, why wouldn't
Fresh.
there be?
Because
Hard.
everything's
Because they're-
about being fucking thin. A new thin PS4.
It's not even
It
that
doesn't even
thin.
have
It's
a
like
fucking
that
disk drive.
thick.
I know, but like I'm surprised that it has one. Honestly,
No, it's not the PS4 talking about disk drive. It's the Nintendo NX maybe.
no, that hasn't even been. Nothing has came out.
No,
about
I
that.
think it was interesting though that I heard the thing we heard about that they might be going with just the like chips. I don't know what to call them.
Yeah.
Whatever the DS uses,
Chips.
like cartridges,
the
kind of.
cartridges, okay,
like
yeah, I
that's-
did- for
did
games,
You,
yeah.
yeah, that would be interesting. I think would be a thing to go with.
Honestly, if that's what they're saying, that kind of pisses me off.
It was just like a rumor that maybe it could be doing that instead of having discs.
That
just because
basically-
like then it'd be like
I know but
everything would be the
that
same for Nintendo.
That almost confirms that it's going to be a handheld home console hybrid, which is not what I want at all.
What?
Yeah, I don't.
That would
want
be
that.
sick.
No way.
You're playing
dude.
it, and then you're like, gotta go to work. Better take this when I get on the train or in my car and drive while I play DS.
Yeah, but I don't need that. Like I want just a fucking dedicated home console.
I mean, that's where you're gonna get the best dedicated.
yeah. Like
home
I'm not
console
gonna.
games,
Well, where
but
am I gonna play? I don't take the bus anywhere. I'm not gonna bring my NX to work and sit there and be like, let me dive deep into a really big game at work.
That sounds
for
great. I don't know what
5
you're talking
minutes.
about.
It does, but it's not realistic. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I don't like that.
Fill the
idea at
swimming
all.
pool with Nintendo
And
dive in.
they would be killing off their already really popular, I guess, handheld market. That'd be stupid. I feel like if they did that, they'd be kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
Let's get Nintendo on the podcast. See what they have to say.
Yeah, no, we could. We got Reggie in here.
yeah.
He'd be
We'll
like,
get
I don't have
Luigi in
anything
here."
to say about that because I don't. What's an X? I've never even heard of that. Zelda Wii U. That game is not coming out.
We could probably get him on here at some point.
We can at least get Luigi.
I think I'd fucking like try to kill him. Mario.
I think I'm going one episode without doing that.
If you do that
Oh,
again,
no.
I'm going to murder you.
No, it's seriously. I don't
You'll
know.
never get to play the Phantom Pain.
I guess they said that NX isn't going to be VR either. So,
I really kind of want to get an Oculus just because it seems like
I'm
interesting.
I'm
I'm going
totally
to
You
when it comes
tested
out.
that out at
yeah,
PAX.
you're fucking right, I did. It was
Steve, did you
sick.
test it at PAX?
I did not.
Dude, it was really cool.
I mean, like I didn't really want to put that on me.
Yeah.
You know
Because
what?
how many people have been on it?
I thought of that too. And what I did was I waited in line at they had their own booth, OR. And the wait was like fucking 3 hours. And I was like, fuck that. And I was like, I don't even want to put that thing on anyway. It's disgusting in Germany. And then I got intel from somebody that I think who was it? What company? Another company had an Oculus in their booth,
Yeah.
and the line was only like 30 minutes, and I was like, "Fuck the germs! I'm going to play this thing." And I waited in line for 30
Fuck the
minutes.
germs!
Yeah,
The
basically.
thing, I
and
don't
it was
want to.
so cool, dude.
I don't think I'd ever like. I'm just gonna either wait for you to get one or just buy one myself,
I'm
just because I don't want to
Definitely getting one.
like test it out there and then just be like sick. And
Yeah,
then,
you just immediately
No,
get
and then be like, oh, now I have to walk around
I'm
the
trying
pack.
to wipe it down.
Sick.
I'm trying
The
to wipe
guy,
it down.
no,
No,
they did.
no. I meant
they
like
did. They-
sick from motion sickness.
Oh, I see.
Dude, the guy next to me who was using it put it on for maybe 15 seconds and like took it off and was like, "Oh man, I can't even do this anymore." And I was like, "It can't be that bad." But honestly, it takes a little bit of getting used to. The first couple of seconds, I was like, "Whoa, this is fucking nuts." But once you get used to it, it's actually like a pretty smooth ride.
That PAX was awesome.
Oh, dude, it was great.
I found our badges, by the way. I don't know if you.
I do want mine.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I have it hanging
right
on my,
that fucking
on my
shelf
door.
right
All right,
there.
I'll bring that to you.
Yeah.
Steve, what are your future PAX plans like?
I don't know, Chris. Why would you bring that up?
I don't know. I just was curious about what your thoughts on your next PAX visit would be.
I don't get it. What am I missing?
Steve,
I'm
tell
going,
him.
I'm
Break
going
the
to
news.
PAX Prime.
Oh, are you really?
This week in
Yeah.
Seattle, on the other
What?
side of the country.
No fucking way.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
With who?
Me.
What? I'm going.
Steve's
I'm
fine,
gonna-
so he doesn't give a fuck.
Dude, that's wicked
I
sick.
bought those tickets the minute they went on sale.
All right,
I got
well-
all four. I have Monday. I'm not going to go Monday, but I've got it, and I'm going to keep it. 'Cause I want the whole set.
Oh, you should sell it.
Yeah, well, you only like you're not
Is it
really
one?
supposed.
Oh, you got individual badges.
Yeah, they weren't doing 4-day badges. They
Really?
just only do individuals for this one. I think that's what they're doing from now on. I think it ended up being the same price, but
it is, but they're gonna be way harder to get.
yeah,
There's
probably.
Like a bunch
That
of things.
Just
hanging out
gotta
here.
you gotta just be on it.
So
Yeah.
Steve's going to PAX Prime
Dude,
in Seattle.
that's fucking awesome news, dude. You gotta like report. Like,
Right.
you
You gotta
get-
report
I'm
for the Chomp
serious,
Chomp
dude.
podcast.
Yeah.
We gotta get you like a microphone with the thing on it with our logo
He
on
has
it.
Get the
he has
news
a
hat.
smartphone.
Yeah.
Dude,
Do I?
seriously, do some digging. This is gonna be sick.
We
I'll
have to
try.
make you a
Just-
Chomp Chain Podcast T-shirt.
Yeah, do it.
And you can just
You
wear
have
it
like 2
all.
days to do it.
Yeah,
you
you
just
should.
draw on
You
one.
don't get a lot of time.
Honestly, dude, we'll make something happen.
You
You,
have
gotta
like a-
get the fucking word
Right,
out.
you have a killer camera on your phone. Take as many pictures as you can. We can post
Yeah,
them
it's
all
gonna be
on,
tough. 'Cause
yeah.
They changed like the rules for taking pictures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not supposed to take pictures like while walking.
You
On
can
the
stop.
show
You're not
floor?
supposed to stop and take them.
Oh, damn.
On the,
Yeah.
in the expo hall or whatever.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do
Really?
it anymore. Well, because people would stop and do that. and
There's
they take
so
them
many
off.
people there.
Yeah,
though.
they probably. I'll probably still do it, but
If
That
you can
won't
sneak
be
a couple for
enforced.
the Twitter feed.
well, I mean,
That'll
if
make
I'm,
us look nice.
if I'm in a booth, it'll be all right.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like, I can't like stop in the middle of the walkway and take a picture.
You
of,
can't
like,
take a selfie with Geralt of Rivia like
Yeah.
Joe did.
Yeah.
Joe,
No.
I'm still looking to see that picture. It's an
It's
amazing
on my
picture.
Instagram.
Is it?
Yeah,
Post it on the podcast Twitter.
I'll post on the.
You and
podcast
Geralt just hugging
Twitter.
it out.
But no, seriously, dude, that's fucking awesome. Good for you.
Have you ever been on a plane before, Steve?
No, since I was like a
I
child,
feel like I knew that about you. You're gonna be scared.
probably did. No, why would I be scared?
Because you're gonna be flying 30,000 feet in the sky, going 600 miles a goddamn hour on a tube of toothpaste. Fuck that.
That
It'd be
sounds
fun.
that's fine to
Flying's
me.
terrifying.
I'm not scared of it. Why would we be scared of a plane?
How long's the flight?
I think I
20 minutes.
yeah, it's like 20 minutes, real quick. It's super fast.
Going
Really-
from Massachusetts to
the stuff
yeah,
they do
Oregon.
nowadays is
I
just
think it's
incredible.
only like 5 hours.
Yeah, oh,
Washington
I have
now.
like a layover for like 30 minutes in Philly or something. But the thing is, it's weird because you go
Philly?
back. Yeah, you
So you're gonna go like southwest and then.
stop for like 30 minutes, then you go back across. Like I get there at 10:30.
Steve's actually got another announcement. He's going to be guest starring on Portlandia this
Yeah,
season.
I'm actually going to be in Portlandia.
That's not in Seattle.
No, I
No.
know. It's Pacific Northwest.
Where are you staying? Did you get like a hotel and shit?
Yeah,
Airbnb? What are you doing?
I don't just.
He's
a
got a
hotel.
third surprise. He's Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, third
Is that a
surprise.
Seattle
You
joke
staying
now?
with Eddie Vedder?
Just I'm just staying at a hotel. And I'll
You're
be
gonna
going.
stay there and start a grunge band.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'm no longer going to be on the podcast because I'm going to be living in Seattle, living out my dream of being Kurt Cobain.
Nah, dude. We
Just catch a picture of Steve with a flannel wrap around his
honestly,
waist.
you got to
Hold
take pics. We're gonna call you during the event. No, I'm
I
serious.
probably won't have service.
Well, we gotta get some audio
Leave
slash
some
video for
some
the podcast.
voicemails.
We have to. This is huge.
Do you have an
Huge
audio
news.
recorder on there?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Just go up to
I
the
don't
hey,
know.
I'll just record in
bring
1080.
bring the mic.
yeah. Hey, I'm Steve from the Chomp Chain Podcast, and then just do an interview with fucking random people that are there.
Steve from the Chomp Chain Podcast. What do you think?
What do you think?
What do I think
What do you mean, what do I think?
what? You having a good time? Yeah,
How
I get-
sweaty are you? How many times have you changed your shirt?
How many
deodorant
farts
did you
are in
put
this
on
room right
Joe,
now?
I forgot about your finger. I just saw that picture and it made me sick.
What picture?
The picture of your fucked up finger on your Instagram.
Oh, when I ripped it open?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
god, that's gross.
That's what you get for working out and being buff, Joe.
Dude, it
You're
was
supposed to be a
fucking
nerd.
funny. Speaking of that story, I was telling a story yesterday about the day that my finger exploded at the gym. And I remember I was like all fucked up because I bled so much and I was pissed. And the nurse is like, all right. She's looking at it, cleaning it up. She's like, all right, you're going to need about 7 sutures. And I was like, wait, so do I need stitches? I had no idea that sutures and stitches were the same fucking word. And I felt like the biggest asshole after. And she looked at me and just like walked out of the room. It was super embarrassing.
Joe, I don't think that picture of you and Geralt's on the on your Twitter.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure I've been
Instagram,
begging
you mean?
for it. Yeah, because we're now like 3 years ago.
Oh, I don't know.
That's an old picture of me. I have really short
Well, I
hair.
have it on my computer. I can post it.
Excellent.
I'll make it my profile pic. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I was thinking of the picture of you and I wearing those crowns.
Oh, that's great.
That's on my
We look
Instagram.
great. I just
Yeah.
threw those crowns out though because they were all rumpled up. Dude, it was a Moogle and a Chocobo.
You could have given them to Steve. You could have been like the
Yeah, you
cool
could have been
guy.
like, oh yeah, I want you another
Yeah,
pair.
I'm from the East Coast.
Yeah, from
I did go to another
Biggie
PAX.
Small.
Didn't get the crowns though. I don't think they were like out when I went to PAX East.
What day did you
out,
go
out
to
the
East?
Friday.
by Robert Frost.
Because it was like the only cheap ticket I could get.
better than Sunday.
Plus, I could see Rooster Teeth then.
Yeah. Friday
Yeah,
actually.
who are
had
you
a
going to see?
Pretty good lineup.
What's your lineup?
Rooster Teeth on Friday, concerts on Saturday night, so I can see Freeze Pop, and then I might go and see Felicia Day on Sunday and get something signed.
Sounds like
We'll
a pretty
see.
sweet-
I'm going to keep it loose.
get some swag for us.
I'm getting no swag for you. Maybe you too, because I like you guys. Not Chris.
keeping it. What does keeping it loose mean? How are you gonna keep it loose?
You know what I mean, Joe. You know. What are you doing with your hand?
I was just,
You trying to read your own palm?
yeah. My future isn't very.
I'll tell you right
uncertain.
now. Says you're a loser.
Says, yeah.
You're gonna live forever.
What are we at right now for time?
I don't know, like an hour and 12 minutes.
Do we want to talk about our
Yeah.
favorite game thing?
Yeah, we should do that.
You want to do it like just, all right, whatever.
No, let's just do it fucking...
Steve, you want to moderate us?
Why am I moderating?
We should do this Kane and Rich style.
I
like
don't
we
know
just
what that
kind of
means.
go one at a time. They kind of...
They're too good for us.
They really
All right,
take
so like,
their time.
so like each person says what they.
Yeah, so you had like a list of...
I just had a couple ideas. If anyone had more, go ahead.
Right. Well, I don't know. Start with yours then, and then we'll all
All
follow
right,
suit. Pulling out
I don't remember what I said.
the old phone. The old telephone.
Wait, what are we doing?
Favorite games.
Oh,
We talked about this
earlier.
at the
All right,
end
yeah,
of the
so-
last episode.
Steve, am I big boss in your phone?
Yeah, you are.
That's literally the nicest thing I've ever done.
been like that
I know, but I forgot
for
it
a
was in there.
long time.
You know what you are in my phone?
Chris.
Yeah.
All caps.
I actually just changed my
CHREAS.
Twitter name. It was CHREAS.
I noticed that.
And I changed
today.
it to regular Chris because I was like, are people going to look at that and be like, what does that say?
I noticed.
Creas? What is this? like TK pronounces it? I was like,
Creas.
it's just Chris. I mean, it's still Mauser instead of Mosier, but whatever. That's a reference to Morrissey. So.
I forgot that TK couldn't pronounce Chris. You'd be like, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite overall game, Fallout 3 for me.
Fallout 3. Good choice.
Probably gonna pick that. Favorite gameplay, I'll probably go with Portal 2
I can see that.
because it's just Portal 1 is fun, but Portal 2 has the gels, which added.
I think Portal
more fun
2
to
is
it.
better in almost every way.
It was. Well, it also wasn't packaged in with two other games.
Orange Box is sweet, though.
Yeah, no, but it just like they put more effort into it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You still need to give me the PS3 version
Oh,
of it.
shit, I forgot. Text me about it, and I'll bring it.
Yeah, I just forgot that I asked you for
Well,
it
you're going
too.
to be in fucking Seattle, so...
Yeah,
you're gonna need
until Monday.
Bring it with
it.
you.
Yeah, I'll give it to you next week.
All right.
All right, so it's favorite game and favorite gameplay.
Yeah, I have favorite game overall, your favorite gameplay, favorite story, favorite setting, and favorite visuals. And you can feel free to add any other ones you want. Those are just the ones I thought of.
Let me go.
All right. Well, I still
Favorite-
had more, but it's fine.
Oh, keep going.
No,
Steve.
go. It's
No,
all right.
keep going. Keep going.
No, I want to hear yours.
I'm not going to do my whole list right now.
That's fine.
We'll jump around. It's fine.
Okay, my favorite game is Super Mario Bros. 3. That's my isn't that fucked up that that's my favorite video game?
Why?
Because it's just like all the shit that's come on after that.
That doesn't matter.
I know
There's
it
a bunch of
doesn't.
stuff coming out of
But
Fallout 3, and I still
that's
like it.
genuinely my favorite game.
My
of all
favorite
time.
band's the Beatles. Doesn't matter that there's 50 more years of music.
That's true. Good
Isn't it?
point.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you
go. My favorite gameplay. My favorite gameplay is probably Fallout. I fucking love
Really?
the gameplay of Fallout. Oh yeah, Fallout 3. Because that was the first game I ever played like that.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
I mean, it's just the shooting in it kind of wasn't
I thought it was
as
cool.
great as it could have been. Didn't have iron sights, which kind of
Shut the fuck
hurt
up.
it.
I played on PC and I had fucking iron sights.
Well, you can do it a mod.
Suck my dick.
I have it on PC now too.
Yeah, well, get iron sights. What the fuck are you waiting for?
I just haven't replayed it.
And then my
recently.
favorite visuals are Crisis 3 on the PC.
All right,
Those
well,
visuals were
I didn't mean
fucking
like just
insane.
graphic wise. I meant like
I know.
Aesthetically.
yeah.
I know.
I just didn't want to be pretentious. Let's say aesthetic.
Oh, no, I understand.
What about story?
It was beautiful. Favorite story? Get back to me on that one, Chris.
Oh, and do you have a setting?
Get back to me on that, too.
All right.
You trying to throw it over to me?
Yeah, Chris, go for it.
Okay. I know my favorite game of all time is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The story, because when I played that game, I had played MGS1 and MGS2, but I wasn't like a Metal Gear Solid fan. It was just a game that I had played at somebody else's house. But I played Metal Gear Solid 3, and since it's a prequel, it's separate from the others. At the time, it was especially, it's just like a setback. You don't need to know anything really. I think that game is more enjoyable probably if you play it in chronological order or order of release. If you played all of them, anyway, that the story of that just completely like sucked me in like no other game ever has since or before. I was completely just like obsessed with it for a week because I had just rented it the first time I played it, and like 5 days or 7 days I played that. I played it every day after school. I was a freshman in high school, I think. Every single day, I like needed to know what was going to happen next. And I guess I've had that. I played The Last of Us in 2 days, and just really it was a weekend, and I just like really ground through that game. And that's an honorable mention for sure for story. But Metal Gear Solid 3 has always kind of been the total package for me. That's why I'm a Metal Gear fan. That's why I like the games I like. As far as gameplay goes, I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm really not sure. I really like Ground Zeroes. I really like playing that game. Like, it's such a bare bones thing, as I said earlier, but I love the gameplay of that, and that's why I'm so psyched for Phantom Pain. It's weird to say that because it's a newer game. Another game that I really like the gameplay in is Persona 4. Really love the combat system in that, switching between characters. That's a JRPG, turn-based battle system. But there's a lot of technical things switching up. I find that's super fun. I don't know. I know soundtrack. The Silent Hill 2 soundtrack, even really before I played that game, I've had that soundtrack.
All right, but that's not your favorite one. Don't lie. You know it's Oblivion.
I do really love
You
the
can
Oblivion.
name every
Jeremy
track.
Soul.
Yeah, Jeremy Soule. No, honestly,
What a sweetheart.
in the last like year, I've listened to the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack a lot. While reading, it's like really scary and kind of unsettling, but there's some really, really awesome songs in
I'm
there.
worried about you, man.
Akira Yamamoto, shout out.
Chris, I want you to know this whole favorite game setup has just been a whole intervention for how we're worried about you and your scary music.
Yeah. You need help.
I have like almost 4,000 songs from video game soundtracks
That's
on my
pretty sick.
computer.
You need to go to confession, bro.
Any chiptune?
I really like video game
You
music.
need Jesus.
You need God.
I don't know,
real quick, I'm
Okay.
changing my gameplay. I'm changing it to melee.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
definitely.
I can see that.
When I thought of, because there's no other fighting game like that game. I'm not very good at it. However, I enjoy watching competitive melee, and that game blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
good choice.
meta game of Melee though is so against what wow, damn it, why am I blanking on his name? The creator of Super Smash Bros. Sakurai. It's so against what Sakurai intended. But I'm kind of with you, and I don't know if it's my favorite, but
Honestly, though, that's kind of why it is my favorite.
Yeah,
because
and-
that's
exactly.
that's a community found thing. You know what I mean? Like, I guess he didn't intend that, but like you said, there's frames for wave dashing and all that shit. But
Right.
the community took it to another level, which is something I really appreciate about that, and it makes it so fucking cool.
It's still
not that I can do
relatively-
any of that shit, but still.
and it's still a relatively small scale community compared to other esports and stuff.
Right, and it's like super niche, and then everyone's really close. I don't know. I love the gameplay in that game. I like the gameplay in all Smash games except for Brawl. I've only played Brawl one time in my entire life.
Maybe that's a problem. Maybe
Yeah.
you need to give it more of a chance.
It could be, but I've
I
heard
don't know. It's too
people
late now.
people hate on it too
Moved
much.
on to Wii U.
Yeah, I fucking love that game. I love Smash Wii U. but Melee's definitely the better one.
Visuals. I'm just saying it because I've forgotten it twice and now it's popped into my head again. So, my favorite visuals in a game, Shadow of the Colossus. Obviously not the greatest looking game. It was a PS2 game, but that world, Dylan, you love that game too.
Oh yeah, dude.
Just like that vast, huge landscape. Like aesthetically, that game, that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite looking game. These big, like, forlorn looking landscapes, and there's this mist kind of off in the distance, but everything's very beautiful. And then these giant monsters.
Have you played Trine before?
I have played Trine, yeah.
I like the visuals on that too. That's an honorable mention.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
I'm kind of with you there on favorite visuals.
I'm trying to think of like what struck me more than that.
Yeah, I think I have like a personal just interest in monoliths and like monolithic structures and just huge shit in general. My favorite animal is the whale. My favorite planet's Jupiter.
Great animal.
I just
great
like
planet.
big stuff. And like the idea of being this little tiny dude roaming around this enormous landscape. It's like my real life.
But
you
like
know? I'm a short guy.
Yeah, and then there's just the ruins everywhere, and it's like it suggests so much. It puts
Yes.
so much into your imagination. Like,
But-
what was here before? I
Dude,
want
the
to know.
colossi. Like, seeing the first colossi and being like, whoa, how the fuck do I approach this thing? And just the whole idea of climbing up this thing to find its weak points and taking them out and using your size to your advantage. I don't know. I absolutely adore that game, and especially visually,
Yeah.
because it is so striking. There was like, I had when I lived at home, like really like big TV in my living room.
Oh yeah, I remember that thing.
And I would,
Was that like a 70-incher?
I don't know if it was that big, but it was pretty big.
It's the biggest TV I'd ever seen.
It was large.
Yeah, biggest one I've ever seen too.
Yeah, and my dog, R.I.P. Chicken. Chicken was the best dog.
Another
of
chicken
all
in the
time.
sun.
Chicken motherfucker, love you, Missy Pie.
Yeah, best dog ever. I was playing Shadow of the Colossus on that big TV, and I was riding the horse, and Chicken thought that the horse was like a real thing.
That's amazing.
And started barking at it. So that game was good enough to fool the best dog of all time. So it's good enough for me.
Shout out to Chicken.
It's National Dog Day, by the way.
I
so
know, dude. I'm so
Shout
sad.
out to Chicken. Chicken ruled.
I don't have a dog anymore, and I really want one, but I can't.
I don't live with a dog anymore, and it stinks. But I'm happy I don't have one here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard in an apartment, but I digress.
I digress.
Get out.
Okay, guys. See you later.
What were the other ones?
Other what?
I did gameplay,
Oh.
story, visual, soundtrack.
Or it was settings. The soundtrack is good.
Yeah,
I hadn't even
setting.
thought of soundtrack. It's a good one too.
I think my favorite setting is pretty obvious. If you know me, it's the Elder Scrolls. There's really never been another game that has like sucked me in to the point of being like a complete shut in. Like I would spend summer nights just in this world. Like my brain was in there. I was in the Matrix. And there's no other game that I've read as much about. Read about the lore. I've actually read fan fiction, good fan fiction, which I think I mentioned before. Some of the fan fiction has since become accepted as lore within that community. It's also one of the few games where there's a community around the lore.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because it's based in a lot of like Vedic scripture and stuff like that, like Indian stuff.
Oh.
There's a lot of that going on.
All that reincarnation stuff.
Yes,
I mean,
there is a whole lot of parallels from real world like ideology.
That's really cool.
That's super interesting. So as if I could, I was just thinking about it. Like if I could just walk through a door and be in any setting, it would absolutely be Tamriel.
yeah, I would have to choose that over the Shadow of the Colossus too.
Right. I mean, well, that's my favorite visuals. I
Yeah.
think.
Favorite world. I agree. I'm on board with you there.
And for favorite story, I have two sides of the same coin. My favorite story of a series overall is Metal Gear Solid. Like
first
you
one?
just Metal Gear Solid,
Metal Gear.
the entire like saga that is Metal Gear Solid. It is completely perfectly convoluted, and it is like it's one of those few things that I accept and love for its flaws. It's like a good girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a true life partner. Like, you say, you got some problems, you're rough around the edges, but I love you anyway, and in fact, I love you for it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Metal Gear Solid. That, I have not really ever... You couldn't convince me to sit through a 45-minute cutscene in any other series.
No
I
way,
mean,
yeah.
I love Legend of Zelda. I ain't watching that fuckhead not talk for 45 minutes. Like, I'll watch... on the edge of my seat the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. I even know what's going to happen. But that first time when I heard that gunshot, like, no spoilers, but you hear you hear a gunshot, and I was just like so ready like to just break down, and then it just it's so good, and the characters are very like teeter on that line between being
Completely absurd.
stupid and campy, but still like kind of human.
Yeah.
In a way, and the way that they're responding to, they're responding to things that we're kind of seeing now in this futuristic society we live in, like to an extreme, obviously. So Metal Gear Solid.
Still waiting for the Cyborg Ninja though.
Yeah, still waiting to see what's going on with him. But as far as a single game goes, I think my favorite story is the original Fable.
Oh yeah.
So that's
a memory that I forgot I had about you, was how much you like championed that game back in the day.
I love that game. I don't really like Fable 2. Never played Fable 3. Probably won't play Fable Legends because I don't have an Xbox One. But that first Fable was just like a game that I know it was super, super hyped before it came out because it was supposed to be the
Peter
morality.
Molyneux,
Huh?
hyped it. Peter Molyneux.
Peter Molyneux. He was like, this is the RPG of the next generation. Like, no, it's not. You just have a very basic morality system. Yeah. So I think a lot
You
of
can grow horns, right?
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's really cool, like the transformations your character
Danny
goes through.
Elfman soundtrack.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's like a Tim Burton movie. But the soundtrack in that game is really sick, too. I'd recommend that for, like, if you're going to be, if you're nerding out coming October, get into your medieval fantasy mood. Listen to that. Listen to that one. But that game is, you play as, you start off as a kid, right? And you're in a village and you're going around. It's your sister's birthday, I think, and you have to go make some coin to go buy her a present. And you go through this really nice little kid segment of a game. You know what I mean? There's a few of those in other games, but this one really was very warm. And then at the end of all that, the city gets attacked by bandits. And they kill everyone, including your parents, including your sister, presumably. And they leave you for dead. And then you are rescued by this big buff dude. Can't remember his name. And he brings you to...
Big Buff.
Yeah.
Big Buff, yeah. He brings you to this place called the Guild. It was the first time I ever heard the word guild, way before I played WoW.
I think that's probably when I first heard it too.
And it's the Guild of Heroes. And the thing about the Guild of Heroes is that they have no... there's no morality to it. You know what I mean? They just teach you how to be the best, like, warrior that you can be. But they leave they don't preach to you. They leave it all up to you. And then that gets into, like, the gameplay setting of, like, the morality, evil and good. And you grow as a character physically, like throughout the different segments of the game, and you can kind of choose it. I love that beginning because it really leaves you open to be. You can be a vengeful, evil character who has had all the terrible things in the world happen to them, so they want all the terrible things in the world to happen to everyone else. Or you can choose to go above that and say, I've seen the worst and I want to be good and do good and make everyone know that this world's not a terrible place. And I think that's like character setting is super important. Whereas in Oblivion or Skyrim or Fallout, you come from this very basic introduction point and you kind of have to craft yourself from the start because you're very neutral at first. This game gives you a perfect canvas to choose evil or good. And that's where it gets like, I think a lot of the hype was overblown because you can just be very evil or very good. Yeah. Like playing neutral in that game is stupid. You don't really, because there's a lot that you miss out on. Because you're gonna miss out on all the cool looking horns and like you leave like red mist in your shadow and like in your.
I think flies follow you too.
Yeah, you're just some evil
butterflies
fart
follow you
knocker.
if you're good.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you're good, you get a halo, and you can get. I think you can get the best weapon in the game if you're good. It does sort of steer you toward being good, like most do, but
what was her name? Lady Grey or something like that.
Well,
she lived in the mansion in one of the towns.
Yes,
you can marry her, but
in
if you
Power Stone.
if you follow through her with her story, isn't she dead? Isn't she like a revived like?
Oh yeah, there is
something weird, or like she killed her sister or something.
There
like
is
that.
some weird.
You find a skeleton, and I always was like, is she undead? Am I married to an undead lady?
There's some weird fuckery going on there, and that's another game with books.
Yeah.
That you can read that really. It made that world come alive because it would talk about it was sort of like Hogwarts, how Hogwarts had been around for like, I don't know, wicked long, and they were like ancient wizards and shit. All right, now everyone officially knows that we're from the Boston area.
Yeah, if that wasn't already clear.
But yeah, that was also the first game that I ever played where you can have nookie.
Oh,
it goes
yeah.
dark, and you can also be gay in that game.
I mean, at least 6 out of 10 for on the boob scale. You don't get to see them, but like 6 out of 10 for boobs.
you hear noises.
That's the thing about like everybody's gone to the rapture. 0 out of 10. Absolutely no boobs.
No boobs. They're
Not
all
even
around.
bodies. Not even bodies. So no boobs.
Just light boobs.
Fuck, unbelievable. I'm not playing that now. Fuck that.
No boobs.
Need a game of boobs. Need a game of boobs.
Yeah, but you. Speaking of boobs,
Sorry, everybody.
you have to. I mean, there's a whole. I don't want to get into too much of the story because I want to like convince people. It's like if you haven't played this game, get it for PC if you can. Get it for Xbox.
Yeah, you should be able to play it like if you have an Xbox One. It's
Yeah,
backwards compatible with like,
exactly.
everything now. So.
Get the Lost Chapters version.
Yeah.
It adds about I think 4 to 6 extra hours of gameplay and a whole new continent you can play on. But the arena in that game is super fun. You go to jail at one point and you lose all your shit. Like minimal spoilers, but it is. It's a game that really like captured my imagination as a young man, and I'm looking forward to going. I don't know how I'd play it. Maybe on PC, get the Lost Chapters. I don't have the best. I have a laptop, but as far as like favorite story for a single game goes, that's the one that always has stuck out to me my whole video game playing career.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I completely forgot about how much I love that game.
It's excellent.
I wish that I could have talked about MGS3 as passionately, but I don't think anyone would understand what I was talking about.
I
First of
would.
all, because it's coming out of my mouth. Second of all, because those games are super convoluted.
I'd understand.
Snake.
Yeah.
So wait, what are some of the other ones? I said setting, story. I haven't said my favorite overall game because I
And
really
then
don't know.
visuals, I guess.
Do you have a
I
soundtrack
said
too?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, that's right.
for visuals.
Gameplay.
Yeah, gameplay. That's a
It's a
tricky
weird
one.
question, right?
Gameplay.
I mean, as much as that's like the core of every game you play, but
yeah.
I should say I like Dark Souls a lot too.
I was
I
gonna-
love the way
yeah.
that those games
Dude,
play.
that's my favorite gameplay. I was thinking of that earlier. Dark Souls was
I really love the visuals in that too, to be honest.
yeah,
That
and
like
the
really,
setting.
really dark medieval setting. Where
Yeah.
the setting is a character. You're learning the
Absolutely.
story from the things around you. That's a whole podcast on its own.
Yeah.
Is it?
With Dark Souls though, that I played that. I had a crisis last year where I realized that I hated my job, the job that Chris currently works.
What up?
And I up and fucking quit. I took my final vacation. I quit my job, and I was like, I need to pursue what I need to pursue. And I quit in July, and I sort of resigned that summer to this is going to be the summer where I just figure out my shit. And I had a PS3, and I said, well, what video game should I play where I have all this free time? I'm really sick of having my hand held. And Chris was like, dude, play Dark Souls. And so I went to GameStop, and I bought Portal 2,
Nice.
I bought Dark Souls 1, and I bought Deus Ex Human Revolution. Good game. Never really played it past the first time that I turned it on. The other two fucking...
So maybe not a good
It's
game.
a good
but-
game. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but it didn't really like...
Didn't catch you.
Don't care.
Plus, you had Dark Souls and Portal 2 sitting there.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So I beat Portal 2, obviously, and then jumped into Dark Souls, and I really appreciated how much that game didn't give a fuck about me.
Yeah, it didn't give a fuck
It didn't
about you.
care about my feelings, and it really, really brought me back to my childhood of playing PS1 games, of being like, the game is unfair, the game is cheating, but it's so fun. I want to beat it that much
So good.
more because
the Drake
of it.
sword.
The Drake sword. If I didn't get that Drake sword, though... If I didn't get the Drake sword, it would have been a much different experience, I think.
Gotta be careful, Chris. We'll get taken off.
I know. I was singing R. Kelly before the podcast started. I'm a flirt.
Oh, I was going to say remix
Don't-
to
don't
Ignition.
do
Well, yeah. What's it? You know.
Remix. Run in my hand, her hand through my fro.
These people were literally trapped in the closet earlier, getting gear out.
You
What are
did
you
it
doing
on
there?
purpose.
I did it on purpose because I wanted to be
What are
alone
you
in the
doing
closet.
in there?
Anyway,
Getting the mics out.
But getting the Metal Gears out?
getting
Yeah.
Metal Gear.
Yeah. That's what they are. That's the ending of Metal Gear Solid 5. It ends in my closet.
Yeah. It's really weird. I don't want to ruin anything for you.
I'm going in there, guys.
Go
I
in.
read spoilers, and that's where it ends. Really,
With my
you'll be
pictures.
amazed how we get here.
Is that Ocelot's butt? All right, guys.
In
What were
your
we talking
dreams.
about?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Going on about Dark Souls.
Oh yeah,
but-
keep going on about it.
Well, that's really all I had to say. Is how much like it just like it made me feel like I'd kind of lost a lot of my interest in video games at that point because I was grinding out the 9 to 5s, coming home and being like, well, if I'm gonna do anything, it has to be music related.
I believe it's called depression.
It is called depression, yeah. And,
That's me like every other week. I'm like, I don't really like anything anymore.
Well,
I
it
don't
was
wanna do
that-
anything.
it was
This
that-
podcast has been great for me.
It's alright. It's cathartic. You get it out. It's really therapy in disguise. But I didn't really care.
We're worried about you, Chris.
Guys, it's just a soundtrack.
This podcast is actually just to help you out. It's not even.
this isn't going on.
Yeah,
the
it's not even uploaded anywhere.
You're
We're,
sending me MP3s.
we're just doing it to make you
You
feel
guys
better.
are all the Twitter accounts tweeting at me.
Yeah, your dad made the Twin Humanities one. It's really a fake one. And he's just trying to help you out. Sorry, we just spoiled it all. But yeah,
Thanks, Gary.
I was like you, Chris. And then I played Dark Souls.
Lately, things have been looking up. Getting back to writing, been reading lots of books. Doing this thing.
gaming,
Yeah. It's good.
RRG.
All right, let's-
I mean,
Depression corner with Chris.
telling her that.
I think it's actually WRG. You said writing, reading, game.
I thought I said
whatever.
reading first. Shut the
You
fuck.
can't spell.
Everything's fine.
You're like a bad mage. Can't even spell.
Meaningful jokes. All right.
That's how it should end. It's just that fart.
Are we good? Is that what we wanted to talk about?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say.
Soundtrack? Do you have a
about
favorite soundtrack?
You were the one who really did it because I didn't even think about that.
favorite soundtrack.
I just listened to so many of them.
Yeah.
Hey, the Metal Gear Solid 2 soundtrack is sick. It's all drum and bass. Like,
You want to know what my favorite
It's really
soundtrack is?
No.
Mario Kart 8. No doubt about it. The soundtrack in that game is
Fine, listen to
fucking
me.
dope.
Does Luigi have his own theme?
Shut up, Chris. No, he doesn't.
dude, know it's a great soundtrack? Mario Party 2. In
It
the
is.
pipe.
In the pipe.
Stop, Dylan, you gotta take it off. It's too accurate.
That's pretty much the drum fill.
Steve, do you have a favorite soundtrack?
Apparently, I have one right now. Stop. We're gonna get in trouble, Joe.
Too accurate. You get flagged by YouTube.
I probably
yeah.
would go with Ocarina of Time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't fuck that
You
one
had that
up.
ringtone.
Yeah, I do. The
Yeah.
Song of Storms.
Wind Waker's better.
No, it's
I'm
not.
talking soundtrack wise too.
No.
I think
No.
the Wind Waker soundtrack's better,
Dude.
and the game's better,
Dude.
and the characters are
Never
better.
played
There
Wind
are
Waker
so
because
many
it sucks.
timeless.
You've never played
I should-
Wind Waker?
No, I don't like the way it
Honorable
looks.
mention for soundtrack, Nobuo Uematsu, Final Fantasy
Yeah.
composer.
Yeah.
That would probably be
7, 8,
for your
and
second.
10 were my favorite soundtracks. I like 6. I like that soundtrack a lot too. Terrace theme is great. I was going to bring up Final Fantasy 8 earlier when we were talking about
I
favorite
was
games.
waiting for a Final
Because that was
Fantasy.
my favorite growing up. It was the first like big boy game that I had ever played. That's right.
Big boy.
That's right.
Big boss.
But I don't know. That game, I feel like I have to defend that game a lot. It's not a favorite among fans. I think like
Final fans.
Final fans, like the Final Fantasy fans who are just anime fans in disguise, they like Final Fantasy VIII.
Final Fanime.
But like the gamers who like Final Fantasy, I feel like they don't like Final Fantasy VIII. I'll talk about it on another episode someday.
No, I've even like heard about all that, and I don't really play Final Fantasy. At
I
all.
never hear anybody speak positively of it, and I'm just
But
like,
the
yeah,
people,
whatever.
it's niche though. The people who love it love it.
I still have 3
And they-
Squall action figures because
Well, Squall's
whatever.
Squall's pretty cool.
He's all right.
Squall's like the singer of a band.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it with a list.
he's based
Squall.
off of River Phoenix. He's modeled after him.
And River
Really?
Phoenix is a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, and he's dead.
He is dead.
That's the baddest of the bad.
That's
All
pretty
the coolest
bad.
people are dead. Hendrix, Beethoven. Those are my 2.
End of the
examples.
list.
Jesus Christ.
JC. Satan's probably
Like
dead too,
my-
and he's
my-
pretty cool.
Nah, he
Grandfather?
still lives. He walks among us.
Huh?
My grandfather.
Your grandpa. Mine too.
Chicken.
Mine chicken, dude. Everyone is.
All
good
the
as
greats
dead.
are dead,
This is
dude.
fucking spiraling down.
Why did this get so
real quick,
depressing
I
all of a
know.
sudden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we did Chris's depression corner.
Big boss.
Big boss. Whoa.
Spoilers.
It's fine. He doesn't die in the Phantom Pain, everybody.
Yeah, but it's still
'Cause he's
spoilers.
in other
It's
Metal
not
Gear-
a spoiler. You're supposed to know that he's dead. That's part of the whole premise of
That's
Metal Gear.
it's basically
Solid.
what all of the Solid Snake
Yeah,
games
so
are based
you just
upon.
spoiled it by saying spoiler.
What? How?
Yeah, because you insinuated that he's not dead, which is the spoiler.
I don't know.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ocarina of Time, timeless. It is seriously is those.
Ocarina of
Time.
Yeah,
Timeless.
yeah. Okay. Low hanging.
Meaningful
fruit.
jokes on this podcast.
Low hanging fruit. But there are very few games where, if I'm on a keyboard, I'll pick out the melody and just start playing it. Like Saria's song, the Song of Storms, Zelda's Lullaby. They're all.
I'm still a little bit frustrated about that crook stealing that horse from that poor farmer.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Link. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Ocarina of Time. I'm talking about him going into that guy's farm and him stealing that horse.
You just like that guy because he
No,
looks like
dude.
Luigi.
I don't remember what that guy looks like.
Dude,
Luigi.
I remember nothing of that
he
game.
looks
I'm
like
just-
Luigi.
I'm just, we don't
Yes,
know
he
his
does.
backstory. We don't know what happened to his sick daughter and wife.
I know his backstory.
We don't know that Epona.
not
Well, not
sick.
anymore because they died. And the horse was all he had to remember her by.
Lower your voice.
People upstairs.
None of that is true.
I've told you guys this before. Clearly, I've said it twice. It's probably true.
No, you're just dumb.
I'll say it 3 times.
You know why? You know how I know you're dumb?
Anyway.
Because you like Luigi.
I don't really.
Boom.
We
High
discovered
five.
that last episode
Give me
that I
some
don't
skin,
actually like
Steve.
Luigi. You guys aren't going to be high five when I dump a load of Luigi merch on you, Joe.
Luigi merch.
Is that what you're calling it?
Luigi t-shirts.
Luigi goo.
Stop! No. Mommy. Okay, guys.
yeah, I
I
think
think,
that's
that's
it.
our
I think we're
podcast,
done.
right? Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
At Podcast Chomp on Twitter.
Yep.
Um,
Chomp Chain Podcast on iTunes. Oh, I put in something on Facebook today that's telling people to email us at chompchainpodcast@gmail.com.
put it on the Twitter.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So yeah, you can send us emails.
Again, shout
with-
out to
whatever you want.
at Twin Humanities on Twitter.
Yeah, check them
for
out.
being great to us. At Kane and Rinse, they're pretty great too.
Good dudes, Backtard.
Okay,
All right.
neat. Thanks
Neat.
everybody.
We love you.
Catch you later.